The hills are alive with the sound of 14 absolutely beautiful Honda NSXs as we make our way to round 2 here at Austria. And we are, well, visiting a very special place, of course. It is the Red Bull Ring, home of KTM, home of Red Bull Racing, their home track, of course. It is an absolutely beautiful place to be here in Spielberg. We're very much looking forward to getting on the action. And some chaos might happen as well with the weather. Let's wait and see. Good evening, everybody. I am Karen, aka Brent. Welcome to Sector 1 Sim Racing. And we have got a barnstorming night of action for you. Let's just gloss over the track map real quick. As you can see, 4.3 kilometers. There's 9 corners here, but don't take them lightly. They can be very, very tricky, especially if the weather dictates things, which might be some rumours of rain. We'll keep an eye on the forecast though. 9 times tyre wear, so the tyres are going to wear out quite quickly. 2 times fuel. Fuel should not be an issue. And of course, the tyres that these guys have got to select are the racing medium tyre. Middle of the range there, of course, being a medium, intermediate, and of course the wet tyre. We will see though if that wet will come into play tonight. Joining me in the box tonight is the very dulcet tones that I've missed so much. Crazy Good Kung Fu. How are you, CGK?
Yeah, good mate. Thank you very much for having me back in here for Season 8. Pleasure to be back as always, and yeah, very much looking forward to what's going to come up here in Round 2. Red Bull Ring, very special place, and of course these NSX GT500s are incredibly tricky to get round a circuit, sometimes incredibly tricky to get round a circuit in the dry, but it does look like we've got some weather on the horizon, so it should be quite an interesting race here for Division 3.
Oh boy, well let's keep our eyes and ears peeled and see what the go is. We saw a lot of action back in round 1, and oh my jeez, it feels like forever since we were in Maggiore, of course, and since then we have had the team's championship take place, and as you can see, last year's champions, Respawn Esports, out to a mind-blowing early lead against the former champions of Lightning, Hoon Corp there in P3, CP 4th, Black Rose Racing in 5th as well. It was a great start to their campaign. Brocky 05 Sim Racing, Kung Fu Racing, of course, doing very, very well in their rookie season. Dadson Racing, followed by Red Mist, and of course Deeds Racing in the top 10. Still 7 rounds of racing to go, of course. And starting tonight, we do have Division 3, so let's just gloss over the championship there. And as you can see, Boybagum took the chocolates last time out at Maggiore, and heads the way. He's looking very, very ominous at this stage. Levenspiel currently in P2. Very, very quick last season, and he's stepped up a notch. And of course, our Division 4 champion from last season, Rebs Law, in the Kung Fu banner now. And who knows what will happen tonight, because we know that whether it's an all-consuming thing, and this is one of those tracks, of course, we've seen in the past that there's plenty of thrills, plenty of spills. There is some Herculean passes as well. Who can remember there's pass into the Nicky Lauda curve when they're 4 wide, of course. Mr. Morgan Davey, Hijacker, Brocky, and Luck Goes My Way a few seasons ago. And there's some fantastic battles up and down the field as well. Of course, if you haven't had a look, make sure you do have a look through our history, of course, in our YouTube channel. If you get some free time and you want to gloss over some awesome content. Anyway, CGK, how's Div 3 looking?
So Div 3, they're all ready to go. The cars are all lined up as far as I can tell, and I will double check once again, because, you know, always double check. There are indeed all the cars that we need on the grid ready to go, so I think qualifying is set up, and the button just need be pressed. Alright,
so I reckon we might just swing this into action, get underway. I think I'm pretty nervous for tonight. I've been nervous actually quite a large bit of this afternoon, of course, with UFC and the Bathurst 12 hour being on. Yeah. Whew.
Well, I hope everyone's been having a good Bathurst weekend, because that has been fantastic. There's been some mega racing out there, of course, over the 12 hours. Some fantastic stuff. I just love the sounds of those cars going around the track. I'm absolutely obsessed with it. So I hope everyone's been having a fantastic time out there, especially if you've been watching it live. You lucky people.
So we're just heading onto the track now. It is looking a little bit gloomy out there, a little bit ominous, as we can see our 14 beautiful, a little bit of drama there, 14 beautiful Honda NSXs making their way onto this, looks like a slightly damp track.
Yeah, it is damp out there. There's certainly no rain around right now, so it's not bucketing down. by any means, but it is certainly wet out on track, so this is going to really affect braking zones and racing lines and where you want to put these tyres. I get the feeling that these are not necessarily quite wet conditions, so there might be a lot of cars out there on the intermediate tyres trying to find that dry line as much as possible to find that extra braking and that extra acceleration out of the corner, but it's going to be pretty spicy for these drivers, especially with the parts of the circuit that go downhill. We all know that is going to affect how you brake, and that's going to be a bit of a challenge for these drivers.
So going through the field now, we've got Revs Law, of course, as his new name is, Rice Revs, in the CGK Kung Fu Racing outfit. I'm looking forward to seeing how Revs goes tonight. Had a very strong start to the season. We've got, oh, someone's gone big into the wall, and it looks like it is Prua. We're just on board with him just for a split second there. He had smacked the wall for APR Motorsport. Oh, Ice Nemesis, who's just did a little bit of a battle here, trying to find some space for his outlap. He's driving for Ice Esports as well. He's filling in tonight, and there is a couple of fill-ins throughout the grid, and of course in Div 1, so we'll have to keep our eyes peeled on that. We've got the Squirrel, who's racing as well out of Black Rose Racing, and he unfortunately had 3 major hardware errors last time out in terms of couldn't see. So unfortunately we didn't see Squirrel's true potential, but looking forward to see what he can nail tonight.
I think that was actually Beaver, but yes, I think Squirrel got himself up into P4 actually overall in that race. So he had a bit of a great opening race, unfortunately. But I think it was Beaver, and then it was Budsy. Budsy had a hardware failure as well and ended up off track, I think. But a couple of hardware failures in that first round, not fun to deal with, right? No.
Anyway, speaking of the Beaver, there he is, another one of the Kung Fu Racing outfit. We've got Killer on the loose, driving our course out of Lightning Motorsport in that beautiful Merlin Garage Doors livery. Championship leader Boybagum in the Best Media CP Motorsports outfit. Looks like he might be a little bit held up here. We've got Grrr driving out of Dadson Racing, and make no bones about it, Grrr is feeling a bit more confident compared to last season, which would be good to see. We've got the 930 Turbo of Daz for Deeds Racing, and he wasn't too pleased about his performance last week. He said he could have got a little bit higher, and he did quite well actually filling in for Division 2. So interesting to see where he's been about. We got TheStranger in that beautifully pink turned out Doghouse Motorsports livery. Oh, gee whiz, what a little beauty of a car that is. We got VF also out of Dadson Racing, as he's just about to go through Red Bull Mobile. Black Project driving out of Kraken Esports, finding his feet actually in as he sets the fastest lap so far, a 1 minute 30.532. That is a cracking lap to start things off. Looks like
he has done fantastically well. 24 hundredths of a second behind is Liebenspiel though, so that's another cracking lap. 2 laps right in the middle of the 1 minute 30s. Stunning work from them. I think we have the likes of Carbon Boy not here today. He's on holiday, enjoying himself somewhere else, but maybe a bit warmer around the world, but certainly with cocktails and drinks and lovely food. And I believe that is some rain coming in.
Oh, and it's come at a really bad time as well, because Levenspiel was purple in the first sector. And it looks like Black Project here, he might have just timed this absolutely perfectly, as TheStranger's run very, very wide there. What's Revs Law got though? P9 at the moment. That is a bit of a concern. He's going through Rint Curve at the moment. Seen some incredible passes there over the last few seasons of Sector 1, but you can hear the rain absolutely bucketing down, and you can see it in the straight. Look at the... Oh, there's going to be a lot of drivers here not too pleased about this, as Revs P9, that is a shock and a half.
Yeah, they're going to start to struggle up there a lot. These changing conditions are going to be nasty. We know how difficult these conditions are. Lots of drivers getting on that throttle, maybe a little bit early now, and starting to turn the car around. These cars do not want to stay in a straight line. As soon as you put that accelerator down, they want to turn around and go the opposite direction. That is not the right direction to be driving, of course. I think we'll see some come into the pits and exchange tyres, possibly jumping onto the wet tyres. A couple already thinking of doing that. Yep,
it's looking a little bit grim out there. We'll just try and find... someone on the front straight at the moment, just trying to see who is out and about. It's Levenspiel in the pits. Just trying to see if we can get on board with someone for a lap. So we just might wait until the field goes around a little bit. But as you can see, it's bucketing down through Slosh Gold. It's a track that in the wet can be a very, very daunting prospect. We've had a couple of wet weather races here previously. We saw a grandstand finish between Hellraiser and Morgan Davey last season out in the pre-season event, and that was absolutely incredible. And you can tell that, yeah, this qualifying session might have been run and done unless it rapidly dries off very quickly. Black Project at the top of the timesheets at this point, and looking very comfortable. As looks like Boybagum's gone around at the moment. He has down in P7 at the moment, so he's going to have some work to do.
It does look like the rain is coming down only in Sector 1 and half of Sector 2. The Sector 3 seems to be fairly lacking in rain at the moment, so there might be a bit of time to be found at the end, but you're absolutely right. Those who ran early when the conditions were a little bit better than this certainly going to have the advantage. Black Project and Liebenspiel, they are the target, and they have set a really good mark, and there's only 3.5 minutes left in this qualifying session.
Great performance so far from Daz 930 as he runs out very wide at Rick Curve, and it's a little bit scary out there when you're on tyres that are just not comfortable. It looks like Daz is going to go around again. We might actually jump on board with him here if we can. He's got a half-second penalty. Take you for a lap around the beautiful Red Bull Ring as he heads up to Niki Lauda Curve. You want to take as wide a line as possible. Not exactly that kind of line. And these wet conditions playing havoc with the field already. Heading up to Turn 2, as this is affirmatively called, even though we don't really regard it as a corner, up to Turn 3, aka Renus. And it is a bit of an uphill section. You can brake quite late there and really focus on the exit. Unfortunately, you can see the conditions really not helping out for Daz at the moment. And heading up to Slosh Gold, we saw a few years ago in Formula 1 the contact between Alex Albon and Lewis Hamilton. Downhill section as well. You want to brake nice and early, and as you can see, the wet weather really stuffed up a lot of the lines the drivers are finding at this point of qualifying. Going through Rauk now, and it is a bit of a blind entry to this corner. You want to make sure you just feather the throttle a little bit. Really just keep looking after those tyres and really try and set up your line through the Worth curve because you can lose so much time. Out of Worth now. This is the penalty burn zone here, so Daz just serves that penalty. Heading up to Rink Curve. Brake a little bit early. Focus on getting the front tucked in. Get a nice line. Don't get on the exit. And then the famous Red Bull Mobile, home of penalties galore, and the spiritual home of CP penalty, aka Chase, as we show you the lap of the Red Bull Ring. Fantastic little lap there on board with Daz.
Yeah, it's a really nice little circuit, and there is lots of opportunities for overtakes and things like that. But with these, with the rain coming in, those puddles are sort of forming in places that maybe the drivers aren't expecting. And as soon as you get offline, you're on the wet, your brakes don't work anymore, your car starts sliding, you start going sideways. Then you try and put the throttle down to try and get yourself out of trouble, and suddenly you find yourself in a lot more trouble.
We've got a lot of people in the chat tonight, which is looking absolutely wonderful. I can see Diablos is in the chat, Jamie Wolf, Blindman's also in, Speedy Snoopy, and Womble. Hope you're all well, gentlemen. Make sure you smack that like button. Don't forget to subscribe, of course, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss a bit of the action. And I think we're about to have a little bit of action because the track looks like it is starting to just slowly dry out that little bit. And here we go. The Stranger is purple.
This will be critical. He's P3 right now, and he's got 0.7 of a second up to Liebenspiel and Black Project. So if he can put a lap together right now and take advantage of these dry conditions, he's one of the last runners. In fact, he is the last runner out on circuit. He'll be the last across the line. And with the drying conditions, that is going to put him in the best position to get the best lap out there. Nicely done through Slosh Gold, and he'll get the power down nicely as well. This is looking like a top lap. Can't see anyone else out there improving. We haven't had much change at the top of the grid. Gurr comes across the line, 4th place for him. Daz is just coming into the last corner, as is Boybagum. Keep an eye on the timing sheets right now.
Yep, here comes Daz and Boybagum at the moment. They're not really going to make any inroads. 3 seconds down. Looks like we might be on board with the Stranger. He might have timed this to absolute perfection. Let's see what he's done. Jumping on board Rink Curve now. We'll jump on board with Doghouse Motorsports team leader. Oh, and he gets very offline. into Red Bull Mobile. You can see that dry line. He may have just lost an absolute bucket load of time. Goes P3. He definitely lost out there, and that looks like qualifying might be run and done. So Black Project taking pole position early. First lap out of the box. That is absolutely phenomenal. Levenspiel in P2 and TheStranger in P3. What a qualifying session there. Stranger improving very quickly and actually timing it very well.
Oh, I just noticed though, I was lying because there's one more person still out on track and it's Robert Rice. It's Revs and he is coming around towards Rind now. He should be able to get across the line just in time. Probably worth just jumping on board, see if we can get the last little bit. I'm not sure if he'll cross the line in time before the session runs out. Keep an eye, he's in P11 right now. He was improving on his personal best.
Oh, he's
no
run
purple
wide.
sectors though. What is this going to be?
It's not. Gets into P7. Still an improvement, no. So, qualifying. Woof. That was either first lap or last lap in Stranger and Rev's Law's case. Whoa. Was not ready for that at all, but we will jump on board with the qualifying results now. And Black Project in first position, taking the chocolates by 0.02 of a second over Levenspiel. The Stranger in P3, Gurr in 4th, Daz in P5. So, few big names there that are looking very, very ominous early on. Brewer in P6, great qualifying result for Pruski. Rice Rebs in 7th, Boybagum in P8. 9th is Squirrel. He won't be too happy about that. He did have some issues on his first flyer. VF in 10th, TG Beaver in 11th, Killer on the Loose, P12, and bringing up the rear is Ice and Nemesis filling in tonight for Budsy. Where do we start on that one? So, guys in chat, drop me your picks in. Let's see what you think on who's going to finish up the top of the field, who's going to surprise you, driver of the day picks, and yeah, keep the chat flowing.
Yeah, what a qualifying. I mean, it really did go to the advantage of those who got that lap in early, and those are the two right at the top of the grid, Black Project and Levenspiel, who got the biggest advantage from that. When that rain started coming in, man, it was basically all over for most others on the grid, because you're just not going to find the grip out there. Some opting to try and change tyres to adjust for the wet weather that was coming in, but that did seem to be a little too late, unfortunately.
Yeah, agreed. And I think, yeah, a couple of those guys did time it to perfection. I think TheStranger actually did a fantastic job getting it late, and that's the hardest bit of all in terms of qualifying. Either leaving it as late as possible, knowing that the track is going to dry, or getting the lap done early as possible before the rain actually hits, which is what Levenspiel and Black Project got done. So we got 41 people in the chat tonight. That is bloody phenomenal. 17 likes so far, so make sure you smash that like button, guys, and do you reckon we should hit the orange button?
Oh, I don't think there's any need for any further ado. I think there's a big orange button in front of me. It's been there, and I'm pretty keen to hit it. So let's hit it. Let's start this race.
Yep, I agree, and looking very much forward to seeing who's going to take the chocolates in this one. Lot to play early on in this season, especially at a track at the Red Bull Ring where chaos can ensue. So strap yourselves in, get your chocolates ready, grab a beer or a water. And let's stay into some absolutely awesome racing. You can tell I'm nervous for this one, can't you?
Oh, I think we all are, especially, I mean, I'm race directing today, so I'm definitely nervous, but here we go. 3, 2, 1, the familiar sounds of Gran Turismo since the late 90s. And they are underway. Black Project gets away off the line. What a jump by TheStranger! He's going to take P2 at the moment. Is he going to get the line into the P1 though? Oh, very tentative. Levenspield's got that inside line. There's a little bit of bumping, a little bit of biffo barge. Looks like they've all got away very clean. Heading up to Remus now. Stranger has had an enormous jump early. He's well clear of the field, actually. Robert Rice is in P4, so he's had a good start as well. They're all just bumping and grinding. Squirrels run very, very wide. You can see these guys really struggling very early on for grip. One of the guys I reckon that's had a little bit of a rough start at the moment is Daz in P7. It looks like he's just getting boxed out a little bit. Little bit of elbows out action there with Prua. He's run a little bit wide. You can see the rear end of these cars really struggling for grip at the moment.
Talking to a couple of these guys, they were... Oh, Brewer's just given Brewer a little bit of a love tap. A little bit of a bump and grind, though. You can see these guys are not wanting to take any risks very early on, but TheStranger, that gap at the front has just completely diminished this Levenspiel. Levenspiel up to P3. Can he get the move done? Heading into the red curve. He's put Black Project on the outside. Great respect between the two. Robert Rice is right there in fourth. He's just been hustled a little bit wide there. Squirrels had a phenomenal start to this race. Started P10 and he's already up to fourth into the first lap. Look back down the field at the moment. They're 4 wide heading into turn 1. It's shades of season 1 all over again. Can they get it all organised? There's a little bit of contact there. Oh, Beaver's gone! Beaver's just been hit a little bit. We'll see if we can...
It does indeed. Yeah, we'll see if we can get a replay of that for sure. Oh, wow, what a start though. 1 lap and no major contact between any of the cars. No cars spun around, even at the start of lap 2, which is very good. A little bit of action going on here. A bit of pushing and shoving here by Squirrel and Brewer. And now Rice has now dropped down to P7 next to Daz. Side by side they go into Schlossgold. It's going to be interesting. Rice looking for the inside maybe on Brewer, but he's going to have to outbrake him. Does not do so.
Oh, it's checked him up.
Again.
It's checked him up a little bit, and this is going to give Daz a big sniff at this. These two get a little bit too cute. Daz on the outside, though. As they head to Rauk, it's looking a bit ominous there. Rice runs very wide, though. Daz thought about it. Little bit of a touch between Bryce and Prue, and these guys getting elbows out very early on. Little bit of a move there just in the background as well. I believe that was... VF and Ice and Nemesis getting a little bit cute. Beaver now up to P12. He's making hay while the sun shines after that first lap. Just caught the curve a little bit too soon.
But it is a long way to go. Only the second lap coming up to the end of the second lap. So the third lap beginning. TheStranger up to a 1 second lead, or nearly a 1 second lead there. Black Project on his tail and hunting him down with Leavensfield 0.5 of a second behind. That slipstream starting to make a little bit more of an effect. Squirrel, though, not letting the top 3 get away. He's got a chance at a podium today. I think he knows it, but there is a long way to go in this race. 28 more laps to complete.
Feel like these guys have sort of just checked out a little bit, and Prue is a bit of a cork in the bowl situation here. He's got a lot of work to do to keep behind these guys, and you can see Daz getting a little bit defensive there against Boybagum. Boybagum has really got to get the elbows out here. This result could really affect the championship.
Gur's gone! Gur's gone!
Oh no! He has gone! We'll see if we can get it.
Yeah, replay if we can.
See what he's done. He's just... Oh, surely not. There's been a... Oh, he's been pinched! He's been absolutely pinched there. He was just in between a rock and a hard place. And unfortunately, that has put Guru back in P13, though. So there was contact in between Killer and his own teammate in VF. That is huge. Wonder what's going to go down there at Dadson Racing. Oh.
That is going to be a tough conversation to have. But the conversation will happen. We have got rain incoming. Rain is starting to drop down the track. We started this race without any rain on the circuit. Ice and Nemesis is going for a sideways drift, 45-degree angle. Does get it wrapped up, and there is someone in the pits already. That is Black Project deciding, right, it is time to pull a trigger. Let's get into the pits and maybe do a tyre switch. Yeah,
I'm actually quite keen to see where he actually drops in, because do you reckon it might be a bit too soon? Like, weather-wise, we did expect it to rain a little bit, but even so, I'm not too sure. We'll wait and see.
I'm not too sure. Yeah, it's a tricky one. I have learned to usually try and wait out 1 or 2 laps when the weather radar does indicate that there's extra...
oh! Big contact! That's a massive hit! And it looks like Rice has been turned around. We'll see if we can get that on a replay. That was enormous.
That's involved formerly our leader as well. TheStranger, he's back in 11th.
So it looks like, yeah, just a bit of... we just missed it a little bit. And the rejoin as well was very tough there. We've just missed it. We're on board with Boybagum. I'm not too sure. Oh, Daz is gone as well.
Oh dear. Yeah, that little drop of rain has absolutely thrown a cat into the pigeons here, and it is causing all sorts of havoc. Everyone's starting to just drift sideways on track. It's becoming Tokyo Drift, even though we're in Austin. And there's another car. There's another car sideways. It's Pruitt. He's off the track.
Oh no, and he's down in P11 as well, and he's well and truly gone into the weeds. So these guys are absolutely falling off at the wayside here. And it looks like Black Project, I wonder if he's made the right call here. Guru's also not too far behind these guys as well, so Guru could catch right back up here. And Levenspiel has taken the lead of the race, but look at this carnage at the front. There's 5-6 cars right here on the main straight. Levenspiel to the lead. So it looks like TheStranger's also, he's either had a massive moment or he's blinked and pulled into the pits. I think he's had a moment.
Yeah.
Oh!
A moment there. Whoa, take slapper for Revs.
Was he able to hold it?
He held it. He's in P6 now. Killer on the loose just come past him. But he has held it. He was absolutely 90 degrees on the track for a moment there. The top 4 now separated only by 1.5 seconds in this race. Skrill runs wide. Boybagum can't get the power down either. Beaver is trying to look at maybe slotting the gap between these two drivers. He'll have the advantage on the straight here. Rice is now trying to hold off Killer on the loose for 5th position.
You can see it at the moment. Squirrels are... Oh, Boybagum! Boybagum's just run a little bit wide there. Absolutely aquaplane. Not sure if that was a hit or not. These guys absolutely playing for keeps in the wet conditions here. Fighting for the last piece of chicken in the KFC box.
They are fighting hard as well because Boybagum tried to grab the edge of the KFC box there and hit a curb and went nearly sideways again. It's put him slightly behind the fight for that last bit of chicken.
You can tell right now these guys are truly struggling though. This top 9 is within absolutely QE of each other. TheStranger, I do believe, may have pitted. We'll wait and see on that one. But you can just tell from the lines these guys are taking. They're very ginger at the moment. It's only going to take one little misstep on the throttle, one little incident on the brake, and you're absolutely gone for all money.
Yeah, exactly right. It takes a huge amount of control, and then you add the awareness you need to have of the drivers around you. You've got cars ahead. Cool. Add another 20 meters to that braking zone because you are going to have cars slowing down rapidly in front of you. They are all doing quite well, though. I'm surprised in a way that the field is this close at the moment. Boybagum now under pressure from Robert Rice, who's going to try and go on the outside into Remus. Can he do it? No. Boybagum defends very...
Oh, Killer! Killer's just absolutely hit Rice there. That is an absolutely huge hit there. We're going to have to jump on board with that one. So on board now with Killer. And yeah, he's just missed his braking marker completely there and absolutely wamboozled the Kung Fu racing car. There is going to be some serious reporting going on after this one by the looks of it. These guys absolutely playing for keeps. What this has done though is the top 5 are now, well, they're split up. There's a big gap in between 4th and 5th there, Killer and Squirrel.
Yeah, I tell you what's just gone on there. So the Squirrel missed his braking zone, went to the back of Beaver, sent him very wide. Killer on the loose comes on through and has gone from 6th to 4th in a matter of corners. Unfortunately, he has had that contact with Revs as well, but was clean getting past Squirrel. Beaver obviously looks a little bit worse for wear as well, coming out of the last corner, and he'll have to make up a bit of time. Levenspilk on the wet line, trying to keep his tyres as cool as possible. But he's still got a little bit of a lead. Boybagum going to be putting on that pressure though.
Yeah, and looks like TheStranger's actually joined this battle pack here. I want to cross to a tyre and fuel update, but the problem is this field is just so intense right now. You just don't know what's going on. Like, look at this battle here for P7 at the moment. VF.
Oh.
VF, Nemesis, TheStranger, and Daz. Looks like the track's starting to dry, get that dry line. Oh, and you can see Daz was hunting for that little bit of dry line there just to try and keep some grip, but then he had to go out and find some water just to cool the tyres down. This is absolutely stonking racing at the moment from these guys.
Sure is. We had VF run a little bit wide on the exit of Remus. That compromised him and allowed TheStranger to get back up. TheStranger is back up to P7 already. after ending up being sent off the track at Remus for whatever the reason for the contact was. He was down in P11, I believe, already made up 4 positions. That man is absolutely flying. We've got a few cars out there going purple, and I do wonder, there's no rain, hasn't been come down for a little while, so the track is probably going to start to dry out. And we've got Beaver on a move on Levenspiel, does get ahead. Levenspiel must have had a bad run through Worth Curve and onto turn 8, the S's.
Yeah, Beaver just slotting himself up to P3. So I wonder what's happened with Levenspiel there. He's getting a little bit inundated here. He's just looks like he's I wonder if he's got some issues going on at the moment, because he's dropped down to P3 and he's actually under threat from Killer on the Loose at the moment, who himself is under threat from Squirrel.
Oh, he's going to try around the outside of Squirrel. Will he have the racing room given by Killer on Toulouse? Looks like he has, but does run a little bit wide over that sausage curve. That compromises your ability to accelerate. Does do very well on the throttle to keep it in the straight line. He'll have another chance up into Remus. Let's see what he can do. He's going to look to the inside of Killer on Toulouse. Can he outbrake him? No. Killer on Toulouse going deep.
Oh, Killer's going very deep. A little bit of a love tap there from Killer, who seems to be just skipping a little bit. So maybe some ECU issues happening there for Killer. Squirrel and P5 at the moment. There's a little bit of a battle pack forming between Daz, VF and Prua. Heading down to Slosh Gold. This is, holy jeez, this battle has been on for quite a while now. Black Project seems like the gamble hasn't really worked at this moment. But we're back up the front for a second, because it looks like Boybagum is under big threat from Beaver here. It looks like you might be right. The track is... Oh, Boybagum runs very, very wide. Beaver's going to hold position. Beaver has taken the lead of this race, and you can see the rain is starting to come down a little bit.
And while that's all been going on, we've had Robert Rice, TheStranger and Skrill going for it. TheStranger putting a lot of pressure on. A little bit of touch and go between these 3 drivers as well. Revs has come out the better in P5. TheStranger now hunting him down up into P6. Squirrel loses out those 2 positions, is now down to 7th, so it's gone all right for him. And suddenly it's going the other direction. Not ideal.
You can see these guys starting to hunt for a little bit of wet tarmac now to try and cool the tyres down. And this is where the experience of some of these guys really comes into play. And speaking of experience, I just want to give a big shout out here to Isa Nemesis, filling in tonight for Budsy. Qualified 14th. He's kept his nose clean. P8 at the moment, and it's his first run in Division 3. This is a fantastic drive from the IC Sports team leader. Doing a very solid job, and especially ahead of names like Daz and Prua.
Too right, yeah, it shows good leadership there from this man to jump in and replace his ISA driver in Budsy. Budsy, of course, having a hardware failure that he couldn't get repaired in time for this week's race. We hope to see him back soon, but ISA Nemesis stepping up into that gap and doing a good job. We
just saw in the background there as well, a little bit of an incident between Daz and Prua. Looks like Prua just sort of stuck the nose in, a little bit of a love tap. Daz has gone onto the sausage curbs. That sent him a little bit offside, so... oh boy, that's a...
Well, I think we should have a mention here for the stewards room. They're going to be busy. I think the TOs and drivers are going to be lining up there after the race to get their say in things. There's been a lot.
Oh! Black Project's gone off! So this gamble has not really worked for Black Project. Little bit of a love tap there from Prua. This race is, this is just becoming a war of attrition at the moment. Speaking of wars, Beaver and Boybagum, P1 and P2 have skipped away from Levenspiel.
Yeah, 2.5 seconds to the good of. Levenspiel obviously struggling a little bit in these drying conditions. Not able to find the grip out there, even though it is getting dry. Here we go, slipstream for Boybagum. Down and up towards Remus Curve we go. Beaver's still got a 3/10 advantage. Can he hold on to it? I think there's no way that Boybagum could be going for a send there, but has already set a purple sector in Sector 1. So Boybagum on a real charge right now.
And it looks like TheStranger, speaking of charges, in P5 at the moment, starting to make his way back up the field. Stranger's pace looking very ominous at the moment, but these weather conditions are really just... we thought they might play a little bit of havoc, and of course they are. And Stranger now, P5, and he's got Killer on the Loose in front of him. And with that little bit of skipping, that might be a little bit of an issue, so... Wonder what's going to happen here with Killer, because, yeah, he's really... he's able to keep going, but it looks like that ECU might need to be replaced from Lightning Motorsport.
Yeah, I think that's right. TheStranger, I mean, he's on an absolute charge as well. TheStranger's gone from first to P11 after a Remus incident, and then now he's finding his way back through the field. Clearly the faster one in the grid at the moment in these conditions, and he's going to be putting all sorts of pressure on the back of Killer on Deleuze. He's really focusing on the exits, gets the throttle down so early, and really has a huge amount of trust in the car and what it's going to do, able to counter steer and adjust for what that car is doing under the pressure of braking on these wet circuit. Into these wet corners, Revs has just sort of been left behind.
I think now might be the time to do a fuel and tyre update. We're just, yeah, I haven't got the graphics yet, unfortunately, for that one. I've been a little bit of a cluster, you know what. But we'll jump on board now with Beaver, and we'll run through his fuel and tyres and get this all sorted. So take it away there, CGK.
Okie dokie, yeah, we can finally breathe and take a break as we do the APR Automotive fuel and tyre update. So on board with Beaver right now, he's on the intermediate tyres currently. They are looking a little bit worse for wear, but standard graining as you'd expect in this kind of situation. He's running at about 65% fuel, so not doing too bad right now. On board with Boybagum now. His rear tyres taking a beating at the moment. Intermediates as well, same fuel situation as Beaver, so likely those two at the top are on the same strategy at the moment. Now to Levenspiel, and he's also on the intermediate tyres. Most of the grid is, I believe, also doing exactly the same in terms of fuel. I don't believe fuel is a massive issue this race. It is on 2 times fuel, so you should have enough fuel to get all the way to the end of the race. We're about 5 laps from halfway, and they're all well above 65%. Now to TheStranger. He's on intermediate tyres. His rears are the worst so far, much worse than Levenspiel, so he's really using the mechanical grip of the car and really slamming it through the corners as much as possible to get that speed. He's now pressuring for P3 and Levenspiel. His fuel is really good, about 70% on there, so doing the best out of the top 4. Killer on Deleuze, who's just been overtaken by TheStranger. Intermediate tyres as well. Same situation really as TheStranger. He's got nearly 75% of his fuel left at the moment. And on the intermediates, of course, all of the top in the intermediate tyres. Then Robert Rice, 60% fuel, so a little bit less than everyone else. TheStranger going for a spin at Remus. He's lost the position to Killer on Deleuze as well. We're sure we could probably could have seen that as we on the cameras as well. Intermediate tyres looking okay at the moment for Robert Rice. Squirrel, intermediate tyres at 65% of his fuel, and they're looking a little worse for wear, those intermediates, so he might explain why he's lacking a little bit of grip out there. On board with Gurr now, really not doing great on those rear tyres. They're about 30% gone at the moment, 65% of his fuel left, so everyone doing fine on fuel. Ice Nemesis, doing good on fuel, intermediate tyres, and 50% now on those rear tyres, so the worst of the field so far. He's really pushing those tyres as much as possible. Prua, similar situation to Ice and Nemesis, 65% fuel, the rear intermediates just starting to wear out. Daz looking good on his tyres at the moment, just been overtaken by VF though, unfortunately. That'll switch down around the order just a little bit. Good on fuel, good on tyres, intermediates as well. VF on intermediates looking good, same situation as Daz as well, and then Black Project. Tyres nearly gone on the wet, the only one in the wet tyre at the moment. He's 5.8 seconds behind P12 as it stands right now. Fuel all good. Daz comes into the pits, and that is your APR Automotive fuel and tyre update.
So, interesting that Daz has decided to pit here. I wonder what he's going to go to.
Yeah.
That's is he pulling the trigger for the dry tyre?
I don't know. I mean, it's still pretty wet out there, I'll be honest. I mean, it's looking like we've still got 30 to 40% on most parts of the track, saturation of water out there. He has, in fact, put on a new set.
Oh!
No, it's racing medium.
Oh, wow.
He's pulled the trigger.
Yeah, so the first of the runners to blink. You can see he's crawling out of the pit lane as well. So, wonder what's going to happen. And he knows as well, we have seen in the past a lot of these guys come out of the pit lane, all guns blazing, and it's spin completely. So, Daz is going to have to tiptoe around for a couple of laps, really look after those tyres.
Yeah, if he can find his way onto the dry line, there is a dry line that has evolved quite nicely already. This might be a sensible move from him, but he's going to have to be so cautious for these first few laps. No curbs at all, no white lines. Get it on the dry line, put it in a straight line, and then absolutely send it on the throttle. If you put it anywhere on the wets right now, you're going to be in massive massive trouble. But that is an interesting little, that is very interesting. So we could be seeing some more dry pits in the next few laps, I suspect, especially if Daz starts to do well. We'll keep an eye on that. 24 seconds behind Black Project right now, and that gap is already coming down. Probably not the best indicator though, since Black Project's on the wet tyre.
So the gap, we'll just gloss over with Daz there for a sec. He's 48 seconds behind, so we might need some words from the Boffins in chat as to how long the pit stops are around here. That's a very brave call there from Daz, especially especially this early. I'll give him props. It's a brave move, but let's wait and see.
Sometimes you just need to send it on a different strategy. If what's happening is not working, and you see where they're
someone's gone down in the someone's gone. I just saw in the background there someone did go around. I think it might have been Squirrel. See if we can catch on board of that one. Someone definitely went around.
That might have been TheStranger. He's fallen back to P7. Squirrel is P8. I wonder if those two have come together.
Yeah, it's not Squirrel, but I did see someone go. It might have been a bit further back, actually. It was definitely someone a bit further back, but We'll
also make a note here that TheStranger who's been pushing with such good pace so far, his intermediate tyres are almost gone, so he'll be looking to jump onto those dry tyres probably sooner than a lot of others on the grid. And he won't be wanting to do more than one stop in this race either, but oh man, those tyres are dead. Oh, Killer on the loose, trying to get into the pits, goes sideways. No, he wasn't aiming for the pits, he tried to come back onto track and has also tapped TheStranger. Gurr comes in for a pit stop.
Yep, I saw TheStranger come in, and that was a little bit ugly, I should say. See if we can catch some action with that one. That was a he spun on the exit of the red curve there, and he's just tapped TheStranger on the entry of the pit lane there. That was messy.
Yeah, that was a really unfortunate tap there. He just cut straight back across. I mean, in some ways you could say there was not a lot of place he could go, but he just needed to stay still in that situation and check what was around him. We are having a comment in chat saying 29's his crossover. Well, we just dipped into that region, Levenspiel setting at 29.7. Beaver in the lead on the 13th lap set at 29.995. Boybagum has yet to get into the 29s, but going very, very close, as has Revs. He's very close to going into the 29s. So it is crossover territory right now.
Yeah, looks like Daz is actually going to make up a couple of positions here. He's gotten past Prua, who he was initially battling with, and
both Prua and Black Project come out of the pits. Prua spins, and both of them have a 3-second penalty.
Oh, they've crossed the pit line. That's what's happened. So Daz, of course, just very, very tentative going out early. These guys, that's the problem with the pit lane. It's still wet here. And the moment you put the foot down, you'll spin. And not only that, if you spin the wrong way across that blend line, slap bang 3-second penalty. So that's another cork in the bottle there, waiting to happen with this field. Levenspiel's another one that's pitting now, and this is going to be very, very touch and go here for a lot of these guys. They're going to be considering this.
Oh, and there's a oh dear, I don't even know how to say this, but TheStranger, because of that tap on entry, I believe it was on entry, could have been on exit as well, but both TheStranger and Killer on the loose, 3-second penalties as well.
So Daz might make up even more spots here, because TheStranger, he's come out on a softer tyre. He's come out in the medium tyre. He's had to serve that 3-second penalty. Daz's tyre's up to spec, so we're just seeing that gap drop now. And these guys will, it'll be like saving grace for them coming out of the pits. And you can see the Squirrel there. He's not taking any chances exiting this pit lane at the moment.
Yes, it reminds me.
Oh, he's spun too!
Oh, Squirrel, that's a 3-second as well.
Oh, so he's gone as well. Killer on the loose is in P10 after that little issue.
Oh dear, that's 5 so far who've done exactly the same thing. That exit on the pit is treacherous. And they really just need to be, they need to get a new mantra. Gently does it. Gently does it.
So Beaver's come into the pits now, and I tell you what, that pit lane is causing a lot of havoc for these guys. We've only seen Daz come out of the pits at the moment in good shape and not spin. So a lot of these guys absolutely, making some critical mistakes. Revslaw's gone around again too.
He has indeed. Levenspiel, so on the racing mediums Levenspiel now, he's just set a 29, sorry, that was a 29.7 on his last lap on his intermediate, so he's coming on to his out lap now. We'll have to keep an eye. He is one of a few that we need to keep an eye on. Daz has been setting 1 minute 40 the previous lap. Certainly not ideal there, and it's not his out lap now. He's being held up by Killer on Deleuze. Let's check on the exit though. What can Beaver and Boybagum do? Will they be clean on the exit? Will they spit it round? Gently does it, both of you. Oh, looks like they're both absolutely aware of that problem, have nailed the exit. No penalties for either of those two. Yeah, Levenspiel right behind Boybagum though. Here we go.
Looks like Levenspiel wants to fight for a championship here. We'll jump on board now with Levenspiel. He thought about a move into Remus. Thinks better of it though. These guys just going to be tentative for a little bit. And to answer your question, Womble, yes, Levenspiel got out okay. So P4 at the moment for the Red Mist Racing driver. And
now the cross.
I was going to say, tell you who's in P5 at the moment, and I don't know if he's pitted or not, but Gru's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, Gur. Yeah, he's right there. So he's pitted a couple of laps ago. He's set some out laps. And he's just gone around and done a 128.1. Black Project has set a 28.0. So
oh, Squirrel's gone!
Yes, it has.
Squirrel's gone around.
Oh, dear.
So,
oh, and we've got... oh, someone else has gone. Boybagum's gone as well.
Oh, no!
Into Worth Curve.
So Boybagum was fighting for P3. Let's see what happened there. I wonder if he's just clipped the curb. Let's see. Oh, he's just lightly clipped the grass and it's sent him wide. And that grass is like ice when you're out there.
Dear, oh dear, that is super unfortunate. We've lost another battle here. Revs is just coming to the pits. He's about to come out of the pits. Levenspiel will get ahead of him. Easy peasy there. And now it really is a battle between Beaver and Levenspiel.
Oh, Revs is gone!
Oh, he has indeed. He's spun it. He's got a 3-second penalty. Oh dear.
That was so close.
It is so painful to see for all the drivers, and it's so easy to do for those of you who haven't exited the pits on wet weather on dry tyres. It is the difference between 0.1% of the throttle input.
This is getting a bit crazy at the moment. Nemesis up to P7. I don't know if he's pitted or not yet, though, but he's still hunting. I thought for a second he might be still hunting for a little bit of wet weather. So looks like he's been able to just navigate this track, stay out of trouble. Great results so far for Nemesis. He's doing a very, very good job, and looks like Daz has made his way up to P8 with that undercut. I don't know if those tyres are going to last the distance, though. So we might have to keep our eyes peeled on that.
I will indeed keep an eye. So Daz is what, 3 laps extra, or 2 or 3 laps extra on those tyres, and we're just past half race distance, so he'll have a bit of things to think about there at the end of this race.
Yeah, and I think another thing as well is the track condition itself being cool whilst dry. That might just prolong his tyre a little bit longer and really help him out. He wouldn't have got the tyres up to temp as quick as the others, but we'll wait and see what happens as Levenspiel sets the fastest lap of the race with a 27.0, so the times are dropping quite nicely here.
And I have a breaking news report here. Adam Pruski. He had a pit glitch, the game forced to spin, and he had no control, and he's had to retire the car as a result of it. That is a real shame to lose Pruer in this race.
And speaking of another loss as well, Revs has had a big spin, as you can see there. I think he's actually gone off first and then tried to recover at the wet tyres, just not being able to get that car sorted. So a horror lap there for Revs. And he's having
spun again.
Yeah, he's having more troubles there. So I wonder if there's some technical gremlins there for Revs at the moment.
Quite possibly. The battle for P1 is going on though. Beaver now under a huge amount of pressure from Levenspiel. Levenspiel, he's right there. He is right there. He's making moves. They tried to dislodge Gold, wasn't able to do so. But this battle is going to continue to heat up. Gur only 2 seconds behind them and catching.
Yep, if I'm Gur right now, I'm going to say that he wants Beaver and Levenspiel to absolutely scrap to his heart's content. As
yeah, too right.
Beaver's just run a little bit wide there at the rink curve, and very, very easy to do, actually. These guys are starting to find more and more confidence on the track. You see that dry line starting to widen, so if there is a pass or two, there will be people pouncing on this. Black Project in P8 at the moment is a little bit of no man's land. our pole sitter. He's just trying to find his groove at the moment, and yeah, he would have had high hopes after that qualifying session. It looks like he's just starting to grind in. He's got 10 seconds though to Daz, who's actually in P7 now. Isa Nemesis in P6 now. This is a phenomenal drive from the Division 4 slash ISA Esports team leader, who's been out of the seat. He was out of the seat early last season with major hardware issues. It turned out that Porsche he had last season, I do believe, would not start. Had to get us sent back to Stuttgart. And he's back on track now and doing a fantastic job in Division 3. P6, this is solid team points at the moment, but we're not concerned about the team's points. If we look at P1 and P2, Beaver's made a big mistake there on the exit of Rauk. Levenspiel wants out all the smoke now.
Also going to have a little shout out to a certified legend in chat, Ghost, blessing us with his presence. Evening,
Ghost. Hope you're well, mate. He's had a big stint on the Bathurst 12 hour, I can tell you that right now. Very, very excited boy after the Manthe Porsche won today.
Yeah,
Matt Campbell.
I can imagine. Yeah, he'll be very happy.
But I reckon the happiest person in the world right now definitely would be Gurr if these two start getting a bit too argy-bargy. And we have seen it before where drivers start to battle for the lead and third place just sweep through both of them.
You're right, he's lost 0.3 of a second to those top two in the last lap or so. Levenspiel and Beaver just sort of putting the pedal to the metal, starting to find their confidence out on track. Those curves still pretty deadly, but you can start to risk it just a little bit out there on track. Robert Rice has dropped down to P12 in this race, unfortunately. VF has gone up into P11 with Killer on Duluth in 10th. Big gaps between all of those at the moment.
And I think Rice Rebs is starting to learn the hard way the golfing skill between Divisions 3 and 4 short. He has had a couple of very, very tough moments as Rebs, but on your good days, you have your bad days. He looked at times almost complete. Oh, he's just grabbed the curve. Oh, he might. Oh, I hope he doesn't get it. No, he's gone off. That's a blessing in disguise there for Beaver and Levenspiel.
Exactly right. Yeah, no, Robert Rice did the right thing there. I think he realised he was going off and might have just gone, yep, okay, time to double commit into this, and he certainly did. We've got a yellow flag. Someone's off at the Red Bull Mobile curve there.
Yep, it's VF. And he's going to be in front of the leaders here. The leaders going to have to navigate. VF gets out of the way. That's great work from VF.
Yep, well done, VF.
Levenspiel cooling the tyres there. Interesting on the slick tyre that he's actually chosen to do that. You might just want to prolong the life out of these medium tyres.
Yeah, I wonder if he's started to sort of feel the grip loss on those racing mediums, but we haven't been on them for particularly long. There's 9 laps left in this race, and if he's already starting to feel that, that's not certainly not ideal for his race, but he'll have to find a way past Beaver.
Oh, there's contact! Then he's gone around! Beaver and Levenspiel have gone around. This is going to give Gurr the lead. There's big contact! Dear. Gurr's been absolutely smacked into the wall.
So we've got Levenspiel redressed for Beaver. Beaver's redressed for Gurr. Gurr goes into the lead. Boybagum coming up, and he's trying to take that third place away from Levenspiel. Can't do it. Pulls out. There's another yellow flag. VF on the side of the road. Gurr drives off the track. Gurr drives off the track.
Oh no. So it's all going horribly wrong right now.
Oh, what could have been there? An amazing series of events. I think it was because of the front damage that Gurr had from that incident. I think that's what stopped him from being able to turn the corner.
So you can see on the replay right now, VF completely out of the way. Gurr's gone completely wide. And that's just completely unfortunate there for Gurr. That's completely unravelled. He's done absolutely nothing wrong there. And he's dropped to P4 as a result. But, yeah, that's bit of contact there between Beaver and Levenspiel. Levenspiel tried to address that, and Beaver, I think, has just looped it and thought that he might be okay, and Gurr has just unfortunately been in that position where he's had nowhere to go. But what that has done is promoted Boybagum down to P3. Gurr, the big loser of that one. And I can hear the stewards' pens clicking furiously at this point of the race.
Oh yeah, the stewards are clearly got their work cut out for them. They are never happy when they have lots of work to do.
So, yeah, we knew Group Division 3 would cause chaos for everybody involved, and sure enough, it has.
We thought it was going to happen more in the rain, and we thought we were maybe done when the track started drying out. Nope, I think we might have just been in the eye of the storm, so to speak.
Oops, so we've just hit the replay there by accident. Karen doing Karen things, of course. We'll leave that there, gloss over that in the Discord later on. And of course, if you aren't a part of the Discord, make sure you click our link here on our Sector 1 Sim Racing profile. We do have a link to our Discord, our Instagram, and of course our Facebook page. As Boybagum setting purple sectors at the moment. Levenspiel starting to struggle a little bit. So I wonder if Levenspiel is having some issues with his tyre life. It looks like someone on the back straight there is having some issues as well.
Oh, it's Killer on the loose. Yeah, so he's gone straight off at Red Bull Mobile Curve, ended up sideways. He's now back on track. And oh, there's another huge thing. Beaver's gone. Beaver's gone.
Beaver's gone.
Oh, dear.
Oh, and he's redressing just straight into the racing line. We're going to have to get a replay to see what happened there. So, Beaver at the front of the field, of course. It looks like, I reckon he's clipped the curb. Has he clipped the curb? The exit curb there? Yep, and it's just sent him wide.
Oh.
Very,
commiserations.
very, very easy to do. So that's dropped Beaver to P5 now. Levenspiel takes the lead of the race, but he's under severe pressure here from Boybagum.
This is going to be a great fight at the end between these two. We were hoping it was going to be a three-way fight. It's now turned into a two-way fight. Levenspiel will be struggling a little bit. That's a little bit of a curb taken there by Boybagum. Goes slightly sideways. Compromises his exit through Sloshgold. Into Rouch we will go. Can he make up the time? Looks like Levenspiel's got that corner absolutely nailed, though. Does miss the apex slightly. But Boybagum, he'll go again.
Tell you what though, P4 at the moment, TheStranger, got to give hats off to him considering where he was about halfway through this race. He was down in P11, started to make a little bit of inroad, and since then, the incidents from everybody around him has brought him right up to the game in P4. And also for as well, Black Project in P8, just behind Ice and Nemesis, looking very racy at the moment. It's just setting personal best at 27-0.
Yeah, that initial strategy for Black Project switching onto the wets did not serve him any good whatsoever, but he has made the most of the situation, brought himself back into it. I think he must have noticed that Daz pitted and went, right, that's a good idea, let's go.
Yeah, and I'm seeing comments in the chat at the moment. Womble's made the point, I think every team owner will need to fill out a few reports just so none of us feel left out. I think every team owner is just going to have to fill them out regardless at this rate, keeping an eye on things. Ghost has said VF could show the marked cars how to blue flag. Well, I'll pay that. That's oh, we got another yellow flag a bit further down. Looks like someone's gone around a little bit. As not too sure. It might have been Killer just trying to get out of the way of the lead bunch, but Boybagum's still P2 and he's only less than a second at the moment off.
Yes, and we have had a comment here about the fastest lap. TheStranger, 126.2. That is a fantastically fast lap. So he's really pushing as much as he possibly can. 11 seconds behind Gur, though. That's a lot to make up in the last 6 laps of this race. So I will see if that works out. I don't think he'll quite make it unless there's a mistake from the top 3 above. Boybagum and Levenspiel still going at it. Gur sitting 3 seconds behind them at the moment.
Yeah, but the big thing we've noticed as well is it ain't over till the fat lady sings, and if she's not singing, she's humming a few bars. And it looks like we saw what happened earlier, just a few laps ago with Gur and Boybagum and Levenspiel. It seems to me that anything can happen at this point of the race. Might just go a little bit further on down the field. It looks like Ice and Nemesis and Black Project are about to have a little bit of a battle as Black Project just runs wide a little bit. Looks like Ice and Nemesis there. We'll just live to fight another day. We might just run through the grid real quick though as Levenspiel in the fight of his career so far. He's got Boybagum, the championship leader, behind him in P2. Gura in P3. TheStranger in P4. Beaver in P5. 3.3 seconds behind. Daz has made his way up to P6 now. He's got clean open air there. 7th is Nemesis. Great drive so far. 8th just behind him is Black Project. Squirrel in P9. Killer on the loose is P10. I believe he might be the first of the runners that's been lapped. We've got VF in P11 there, just sitting behind. I think it might be sitting behind Beaver. And Robert Rice in P12, and of course Pruski having some big issues. TheStranger has set the fastest lap of the race with a 1:26.2, and it seems like the track's just starting to dry out that little bit more.
Yeah, it does look like the curbs are now a lot safer to be using. Of course, we did see some folks trying to use the curbs about 8 laps ago. That doesn't work. Take somewhere between 8 and 10 laps for the curbs to become safe. Some take longer than others because of the way that the camber of the track and the pitch of the track is around them. So you just got to really pick your timings to sort of see where it's at. You know, dip the toes in the water, so to speak, and see which ones are safe and which ones are not. But it's definitely looking a lot faster out there on track. Everyone's starting to set personal bests around the grid.
Exactly right. And I think once we really start to see who's in the groove, someone's just spun a bit further down there. I'm not too sure who that is. I think it might be someone that's lapped. It might be, let's go down.
That is Robert Rice.
Yep.
That is Robert Rice. He's spun. Yep.
So he's had a bit of a moment there, and unfortunately you just have to keep his head up, live to fight another day. But that gap from Levittspiel has opened up 2 seconds now, and it's growing.
Wow.
If anything, Boybagum's actually under threat from Gurr here. So it looks like Gurr's setting fast laps at the moment. He's actually purple. We'll jump on board with the Dadson Racing NSX.
Yeah, Gurr the last lap he set there, 26.233. Boybagum, 27.1. As we do see another yellow flag, I believe that might be Robert Rice coming into the pits. Liebenspiel last lap at 26.7. So Lev is starting to pull a gap, and if he can keep himself in the 26s, by the way, the fastest lap now with Stranger still, but 1:26.0. That's the benchmark. At 27 there from Liebenspiel. Boybagum 27.5. Gurr 26.038. 2,000 of a second.
That,
as close as you like it to be.
That is phenomenal. Now, just a quick question coming into this last bit of the race, as Black Project has gotten past Ice and Nemesis for P7. Is there anyone under any issues in terms of fuel or tyres in the field that we need to be aware of?
Right, so I've been going through. At the moment, doesn't look like anyone's going to have a problem. Liebenspiel, of the top 3, Liebenspiel has the least amount of fuel, but he has the most amount of tyres. Gurr has the least amount of tyres, but the most amount of fuel. So it's a very interesting little situation there. No one at this stage looks like they're in any danger of running out of fuel. Boybagum's just run wide through Schlossgold as well. Everywhere else looks like we're good on fuel. Possible problem with Ice and Nemesis, running a little bit low on fuel, but only 3 laps to go, so we should be fine there.
This whole grid is absolutely, it is a bit spread out at the moment, but there's been a lot of mistakes and a lot of big name stories moving up the field, which is great to see. So start thinking about your driver of the day, guys, because this is going to be a very intriguing one. Where do you look? Honestly, where do you look?
There's things all the way from 1st to 12th, and they've all done things throughout the race that could be qualifying for a driver of the day. Certainly many honourable mentions. We're going to have 1 driver of the day, and we're going to have 11 honourable mentions, I think, in this race, because everyone's been doing some very interesting things out there. We do have Mr. CP in chat saying Gurr must be on the softs. No, can confirm that is not true. Everyone's on the mediums.
Yeah, no, I think this might be a bit crazy. This final finish, we'll wait and see. Looks like Levenspiel at the moment, though. Is
interesting little battle though developing for 4th place. TheStranger's got very few he hasn't got a lot left on his tyres, let's put it that way. Beaver has just taken 0.5 out of him in turn 1, and that gap was up to about 3 or 4 seconds. So Beaver on a bit of a charge at the end of this race, trying to claw back a 4th position. And
Stranger's starting to get very defensive at the moment as well. You can just see it from the language of the car, the way it's not getting out of the corners as well as he'd hope.
I've had a comment in chat, driver of the day, pit exit. Not sure how I feel about that as a race director.
No, and that comes down to these conditions as well. Just it's something that you just need to be aware of in terms of where you're at on the track. You need to be aware of all your conditions at any given moment, especially in variable conditions like this. And grass is quite green at the moment, so I don't think we need any more rain, but who knows what will happen. But we'll wait and see, as Division 1 is going to be on shortly too, guys, so stay tuned for that. We're up to the last 3 laps of the race now. If my maths is correct, although being a D's racing driver, we will just not trust those maths.
Just wait till you get the calculator in front of you and there's no action on track.
So Levenspiel now 7 seconds clear, and he's absolutely made hay while the sun shines. He's lighting the rear end up on that on that NSX for Red Mist. He does not care about those rear tyres by the sound of it. Boybagum started to stretch that lead over Gurr as well. 1.4 seconds now. And TheStranger is, yeah, this is the battle. 7/10 of the second now between TheStranger and Beaver. We do have a couple other battles a bit further down the field. Killer on the loose and VF at the moment in 10th and 11, I believe it is, but we'll just...
we just had Boybagum go for a slight slide at Shoshkol. The gap now 1/10 of a second between these two. Gurr is absolutely in the right position now to potentially take a P2. Boybagum has got a lot of work to do.
We'll jump on board now with Gurr. And he's had one hell of a race. He was down in last at one stage. Absolutely in the weeds and nowhere. And he's recovered so well to P3. And this is one of those stories as well you can think about for your driver of the day. Oh, you can just see Boybagum there taking a lot of curbs. Still a bit wet on the exit, that inside curb of Red Bull Mobile.
That is still pretty terrifying. I'll be honest with you. That's pretty scary once you drop a tyre onto that wet section of the track. Oh, man.
Stranger is now under severe pressure here from Beaver. It's only 2/10 of a second as Beaver... Oh, he just lights up the rear end out of Nicky Lauder. He's able to hold on to it, but the gap between these guys and Daz is 20 seconds at the moment. I wonder if Daz has had a bit of a moment. He has had a bit of a moment, or he's in real struggle street with those tyres. One of the two. Remember, he was the first person, though, to blink.
Last lap now, Levenspiel coming through Worth Curve for the last time. He's got just enough fuel to get around this last part of the track. 7.5 second gap he's now pulled to Boybagum. Well done. You've got to take your hats off to that man.
Yep, he's done a fantastic job tonight. He even got in a little bit of a incident there with Beaver, and yep, while he may have made contact, he definitely did the right thing by trying to redress. As we know here at Sector 1, it's race hard, race fair, and if you don't race clean, or if you don't earn it, give it back. He's coming through Red Bull Mobile now, but he's going to be a serious championship contender here. Levenspiel takes the win at Austria. Boybagum will hold on to P2, barely though, as Gurr in a recovery drive in P3. Looks like TheStranger. He's going to hold off Beaver for P4. Beaver in 5th. Daz is going to just barely get there. I think he's well and truly done on tyres. Entering into, oh yeah, he's really struggling with that front end, you can tell, as Black Project runs very wide out of the exit of Rint.
Oh, he might have the run. It's not going to be enough. It's not going to be enough, but well done to those two. P6 for Daz, P7 Black Project. Ice Nemesis comes across the line. P8 in this race, up from last in qualifying. Well done. Squirrel, he'll be one of the last that comes across the line. P9, Killer on the Loose, P10, VF P11, and Robert Rice, P12.
And don't forget as well, we did have Pruski unfortunately not finish due to some serious issues. It seems like he's been hit by GT7 Gremlins, but a massive congratulations does go to Levenspiel. And this boy, make no bones about it, he's going to be a serious championship contender. Holy dooly. That was brutal.
That was a race.
That was not just a race, that was an absolute war. So let's get our race results up here in the I've absolutely lost my marbles after that race. Levenspiel takes the win. 7 seconds to the good over Boybagum. Gurr in P3. Stranger finishes 4th. The Beaver in P5. Daz in 6th. Black Project in 7th. Ice and Nemesis in 8th. Seriously good team points there from the Ice Esports team owner. P9 is Squirrel. 10th is Killer on the Loose, VF in 11th, R-Rice Rebs in 12th, and unfortunately Prua with that DNF. And that is Division 3 run and done for round 2.
Certainly is. I am seeing a lot of driver of the days for Gurr in chat right now. We've got about 5 or 6 of them. A few saying Nephilim as well. Hats off to him, of course. Some well dones, of course, for Lev and Boybagum. Raced very hard, raced very well. Still a couple of votes for Pet Exit being driver of the day. So the Joker's getting their votes in too.
Yeah, and I think it's so hard to pick for driver of the day. Who are you gonna pick?
Nice delegation there. Well done. It is a tricky one. There have been some very interesting moments. Liebenspiel obviously did well all race. He was right up there. Didn't qualify at P1, but he hung around and did really, really well overall in the race. Did have that incident with Beaver as well. Did do a redress. You got to take your hats off to that. Every single time there's a redress, you got to go, yep, that's the right thing to do. Boybagum as well, another good race. It sort of came out in some ways out of nowhere back, sort of a recovery drive that he had done. So again, that's pretty good. Gur though, yeah, another good race. TheStranger, tricky one. He was in P1. He had that incident at Remus. Fought his way back to P4 though. That's impressive as well. It's a really tricky one. I don't actually know at this point. I'm going to have to think about it more.
Yeah, what do you do? I don't know. Like, we'll wait and see what happens, but I just don't know. I don't. Yeah. I honestly don't know. So
I think what we'll probably have to do is go with the majority vote, because I'm seeing a lot of driver of the day Gur. Gur was P4 when he started, so he's gained 1 place. Liebenspiel's gained 1 place. TheStranger he's lost 1 place. Black Project, unfortunately, P7 after getting that qualifying pole position. Whew.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. I think I might give mine to. I'm going to give mine to Grr. I reckon. I think he, well and truly deserves it. He did an absolutely fantastic job to, really do a great job of looking after the car as well. And he was, like I said, he was last at one stage, fought his way back, did a great job to be in P3. And, I think he's done an incredible effort there.
Yeah, too right. I think I'll probably go for Gur as well. It's hard with so many good stories around the grid, so well done everyone as a race director. It's in the wet, there was a lot of incidents. Poor stewards, they're going to be dealing with a lot after this race. But everyone's got a story from this race, and I think that's a good result at the end of the day. Gur, though, definitely stands out, so I'll put my vote on Gur as well. I think he gets driver of the day this time.
All right, so I'm going to cross the intermission now. I think we're going to have a quick break. Bear with us, guys. I don't know if this is actually going to work because stupid Karen, doing stupid things, forgot to put the intermission into the streaming software. So let's wait and see how that goes. But we will be back, guys. Stay tuned for Division 1. If this doesn't work, I'll just start talking. So I'll be back in a sec. Let's see if this works. Oh dear, Karen doing Karen things, all right. Welcome back, everybody. It's been a bit of a slobber knocker in Division 3, and now we are going to cross over to Division 1, and I tell you what, we've had an absolute hurricane of weather, and the issues from Division 3's weather has caused chaos to our all our electrics down here, but we're still alive, we're still kicking. So joining me in the box at the moment is still CGK for a little bit longer. He's just looking over the damage to Rev's Law's car from his binoculars. He just hasn't been able to get out there. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been on the team radio, just assessing the race that we've had there at Kung Fu Racing Team, and at the end of the day, it is what it is. We're out here to have fun and enjoy ourselves. That's one of the team philosophies that we've got down at KRT. And there's some damage to repair. These NSXs aren't necessarily the easiest things to actually get repaired. And once you get some damage to the front end and that engine, and all the stuff underneath it, then you do have a little bit of work to do. But the engineers are working like crazy, so they will. I don't think there's a lot of teams out there. I do see a lot of team owners down in the pit lane looking a little bit worried because there weren't many cars out there that didn't have damage today, to be fair.
Now, also, just before I introduce our special commentator for tonight as well, a lot of people giving me grief for the chat for the intermission. Yes, that is my fault. I apologise. We've got brand new state-of-the-art software here in the new comms box, and unfortunately, I'm still doing some teething issues with it, but that's just me. So, say whatever you want, guys. I'm more than happy to take the blame for that one. So, I do apologise. But anyway, joining me in the box as well tonight. First time in the box. He's looking very, very comfortable. It is, of course, Spitzy. How are you, Spitzy?
Hello, how are you all?
Yeah, good. That sounded like the most relaxed hello.
Definitely not a stressed man right now.
No.
Look, I'm trying to keep it calm. It's all I can do.
So what we're having is one driver is having issues not being able to join. I don't know. It sounds like from what I'm hearing, there's some severe ECU issues going on with one of the Black Rose cars in FAF. I do believe. So we're just gonna make sure that if he gets in, he gets in. If he doesn't, he doesn't. But we'll gloss over that when we come back to it. But anyway, we better gloss over the Division 1 championship side of things because there is a lot to talk about in this one, and it is the emergence of a challenger for Jish, and it's his own teammate Noodles who put everybody on notice in round 1. He had a very, very strong result. Jish has got some work to do by the looks of things. Mountain Goat as well, returning, and it looks like he hasn't missed a beat. If anything, he's gotten even quicker over time, and Wakey in P4, so the Wakeygate saga is well and truly on. So Ghost, if you're still in chat, start getting nervous, mate. Lenocious in 5th, our Division 2 champion. John in P6 at the moment. GTR in P7. Morgan Davey in P8. Fact in 9th. Diswood in 10th. Muffin, Hellraiser, and Kaizen and Ricky Bobby bringing up the rear. Of course, Ricky Bobby was unable to race last weekend, so that's looking like a spicy little meatball, and looking very much forward to seeing who can really take the fight to Noodles tonight, because didn't he look very, very at home in round 1? Ooh. I think he's going to be a very, very hard man to beat. We'll wait and see, but I'm just going to try and see if I can enter the room, Spitzy. It looks like I'm in. So I think...
Oh, excellent.
There we go. Yeah, I'm definitely in. Looks like... So we might just give... Faf a couple more seconds, see if he can join in. If not, we'll just gloss over and determine our options, because his NSX is definitely having some drama. I can see it down in the pit lane.
It is a bit unfortunate. We've tried a few things to get him going again. No luck so far, but hopefully it'll be a last-minute miracle and he can get racing.
Yeah, so it's looking like, it's Faf that's having some real drama at the moment, and we're just going to try and see if we can get him in. But it's anyway, we better gloss over Division 1, and if we saw what happened to Division 3 and the chaos that ensued from that one, we're looking very much forward to seeing what chaos comes out of Division 1. There is a little bit of homework to do in this field as well. We do have a couple of drivers missing for tonight's event.
Yes, I've noticed there's a couple, like There's been a few stand-ins from what I've understood, and again, we still have Faf who's unable to join us at the moment, but he will, hopefully be back in shortly.
Yeah, we'll see how he goes, and hopefully he can join, because he's been looking to step up into a bit more of a higher role in terms of this Division 1. He's got Division 1 pace, and he got used to it, but now he's got to put in the hard yards, and we'll wait and see what he can do. But if he's not ready to go soon, we might just have to get running with the guys that we've got. Is CGK, you still there, by the way?
I certainly am.
Have you got any thoughts in regards to Division 1? Any standouts, any surprises?
I certainly do, yeah. So obviously Geesh and Noodles with Respawn Esports doing incredibly well at the moment, but I think the rain really throws a lot of what we may have seen in round 1 at Lake Maggiore out of the window. Maggiore, it was all grip, all throttle, all the time. Now we're going to see who can adjust to the changing conditions, who can figure out a way to adjust their strategy just that little bit so they can get the advantage overall in the race, and that is going to mix up the field. So while I would still put a little bit of money on Noodles and Geesh, I think we might be seeing some others who are accustomed, maybe more accustomed, or maybe just get it right this time. I've got my eyes here on Wakey. Now he's been, for Kraken Esports, he's been onto things. He's got P4 in the round 1 race at Lake Maggiore. We know he's quick. We know he's taken the challenge to the top guys before. Now, it's not necessarily all about pure pace here today. If we do get any rain coming back at all, the circuit will still be wet, or a little bit wet in certain places after that Div 3 race, even though it did dry up. We may see the likes of Wakey, possibly Innocious and John as well coming through. They're sitting in P5, P6, P7 at the moment in the Division 1 Drivers' Championship. But honestly, I'd say it's potentially anyone's game here in Division 1. If they do manage to get a right strategy call, if you see rain coming in, if you see a track change happening, it might be that the person who wins this race could be the one to make the right strategy call at the right time. That's going to be the key today. We saw exactly that in Div 3 as well. Some of those who made the strategy call at the right time did end up finding their way through the race a little better than others. Although we potentially, hopefully we don't see as many pit lane incidents. The pit exit was certainly causing some havoc. That'll probably still be wet though. Not a lot of cars have gone through it since the Div 1 rain has come through. The Div 3 rain has come through. So Division 1 will just have to be on their toes a little bit and maybe doing a little bit of a track walk beforehand. Go and look at the end of the pit lane exit and see what the conditions are like down there, just so that they're familiar with what's going on. Otherwise, they might find themselves in a bit of trouble. But yeah, my eyes are going to be on Wakey 006 today, and probably Primer GTR.
Yeah, agreed. And I think looking at Wakey, he's really... How does he... I don't understand how he's scored so quick in the last 3 or 4 seasons. He's just improved out of sight, improved out of mind, and I'm looking very much forward to seeing what he can do tonight. Now, Spitzy, have you got any thoughts as to anyone in practice that was looking quick, or anyone that's caught your eye at the moment?
I will be perfectly honest with you, unfortunately not really. But still been trying to sort out this problem with FAF and what's happening, so yeah, that has been sort of regarding my attention at the moment. I will apologise.
Don't apologise, mate. As a race director, it's a tough job, and you're putting your job first, which is, the right thing to do, and trust me when I say this, and the guys in chat that have done RD will know this full well, when poop hits the fan, it's very, very easy to get a bit flustered and start making mistakes. So, you've done well, mate. So, I reckon Carbon Boy's just entered the chat saying, greetings from Bangkok. So, oh, jeez. Well, I wonder what he's up to. Let's just say this. This is, for Carbon Boy, this is a Sector 1 sanctioned holiday as well after his efforts last season. So, it's all expenses paid from our end. So,
okay, Carbon Boy needs to tell us what he's drinking, what he's eating right now, just to make us that little bit more jealous.
All right, so guys in chat, do give Carbon Boy a big g'day, and how you going? So Spitzy, if you want to jump across into the Division 1 room with Lenocious now, we may be able to start getting underway. I think that's all we're waiting on. If you want to jump in.
No problem.
Beautiful.
Jumping in now.
So, we've had to do things on the fly, but Spitzy is going to join me in the box for this one. And, of course, thank you so much to CGK for stepping in for Division 3 tonight. If you do want to stick around CGK, most welcome. Otherwise, being New Zealand, we know you might want to have a nap.
Yeah, well, not... Yeah, well, yes, to be fair. But I've also got a lot of debriefing to do in the KRT garage. We've got a couple of cars to look at and repair, so I'll be going down and having a chat with my drivers and taking some time off for that. But yeah, thank you to everyone in Division 3. What a crazy race that was. Thank you, of course, to you. Thank you for the broadcasting. Really appreciate that. So hopefully see you guys again at some point in Season 8. But all the best in Division 1. Good luck and have fun.
And now we turn our attention to the Division 1 room, and I'm very intrigued to see. I'm intrigued to see where some of these guys are at in terms of race pace and what they're going to do, and the strategies. And Spitzy, I'm just going to check in with you. Like your first round, of course, you first time ever in Sector 1, by the way. How did you find your experience?
I was actually pleasantly surprised with my result from my first race. During all the practice I've done, I've been struggling to get used to this NSX. Just a few times, like I thought I'd be going fine, and then go around a corner, and all of a sudden I'm just spun out in the wall, that sort of thing during practice. But during the race, I actually felt a lot better. Car stayed steady. Even though there was obviously with a tire wear and everything. Managed to start at 9th, managed to hang on to finish in 5th. So if I can manage to keep that up, honestly, I might be in with a chance, possibly, getting podium. Like, that's the least I can ask for, honestly.
Yeah, and it's quite difficult to get the hang of things and, be able to get used to a car, especially with this much power. And across the field, of all of Sector 1, there's such a big step up in terms of the skill levels, say, for example, between Division 4 and 3 and 3 and 2 and especially 2 and 1. We've seen a lot of these guys step in and, try to get to grips with a higher skill level. And as a result, it can be a bit daunting when you do make your way up. I can tell you that from experience that getting into Division 1 is, unless you're one of the proper aliens, it's just quite difficult. So, yeah, and it comes back down to if you struggle in Division 2 or something like that, and then you drop down to Division 3, you might start, getting a few more top 5s, get your confidence up, go back to Division 2, and it actually be a better driver for it as well. So, it's very, very tricky to see where everybody's at. We're sort of just still feeling the edges of Season 8, as Carbon Boy has said that there's an invoice in the for the holidays in the mail. Yes, that's true. And Brocky has said what he's eating right now. So I'm just going to leave that one there. Dear God. So we're just making sure this lobby is ready to go, guys. So do stick around. We are going to get racing very, very shortly. It's just a very, very quick change of things since the rain has knocked around our power here at Spielberg. And we might just take a quick look at the track map, if I can do that. And as you can see, the 9 corners there ready to go. The medium tyre, of course, for the dry running. And you've got your intermediate and your wet tyre if you need to use it. So we saw in the last race, a couple of the guys, I think, may have used the wet. We'll gloss over that in the debrief after this event. And the intermediate seemed to hold on quite nicely. Some of the guys did try to find the water to try and cool the tyres off, just extending that tyre life a little bit. And Austria, it is quite easy to sort of just conserve that tyre a little bit longer by doing that, especially on the long straights. Whereas tracks with a few more corners, it's a bit more difficult because you have to try and find different lines and whatnot. And I think looking at tonight's event as well, it's if the rain does hit, we might see some guys that do struggle in the wet conditions. Really light up early on, and then vice versa. So later in the race, if it does rain, then we will see a couple of those guys that do have struggled in the dry in terms of race pace step right up. So
yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens. Absolutely. Yeah, sorry.
No, don't be.
That's my train of thought, but
It's first time in the box as well too, so it is a quite daunting experience. But yeah,
that's alright. All I can do is just try my best. That's the least I can do. I'm gonna put in all the effort.
No, it is a little bit difficult to get used to. Trust me on that. Just double checking a couple of things now, making sure everyone is running well. We're just making sure everything runs smoothly here in Sector 1 because quality over quantity is quite important here. So
Absolutely.
yeah, we better throw this to chat as well because the chat's been booming tonight. We've got 48 viewers on the stream, by the way. Thank you so much for jumping in and speaking with us and keeping us entertained in this little off period. We will be starting racing very, very shortly. Spitzy's joining me in the box for this one, and he's going to be also keeping some tabs on this one as well with me. It's going to be bloody good. So, guys in chat, I want you to fire in your top three, your driver of the day, or the surprise. And if you feel like it, you can answer the question: will Morgan run out of fuel tonight? Because we know what we're like on fuel here at Deeds. We'll just leave it at that. But I'm looking forward to seeing. I think top three wise, I'm going to throw it out there. I'm going to say it'll be Geesh on top. I reckon it will be, if it rains, I reckon Diswood will be P2. And I'm going to throw a curveball, Ricky Bobby for P3.
That's right. Yeah, not being massively familiar with the Division 1 drivers, admittedly. The only person I can say I am familiar with is Wacky, who is my teammate at Craig Motorsport. So yeah, look, I'm going to wish him the best, but in any case, best man wins. I will say, considering you're a bit more familiar with these guys than I am, well, yeah, your top three predictions, we'll go off that and we'll just see how it goes.
I think checking chat at the moment, Brocky has said, I hope it rains. Adam has said, word on the street is Woody is a monster in the rain. I have heard rumours that Woody is a proper good wet weather driver. So, being in the Subaru last season, I think he'll be ready to go. And I think checking in the chat as well, Noodles, Geesh, and Goat for the podium from Adam. Brocky has said Goat's not racing, so that's some late info. That's interesting. We'll have to wait and see who fills in for that one. And as a result, Adam's changed his pick to Noodles, Goat, and Wacky for the top three. Circle of Friends has said, let the rain fall. Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready to see that. I would love to see it absolutely bucket down at some stage in this race, but very, very quickly, so these guys get put on the hard notes. So let's get underway, guys. We are about to start qualifying for Group 1. Oh, no, we're not.
Oh, hang on. This doesn't quite look like qualifying to me.
No, I think I know exactly what's happened here. So, in all of this issue, Lenocius has decided to jump in and do the RD for us for this particular race, owing to the issues we've been having in the comms box and the RD suite here with our storm outages, unfortunately.
Yeah, so I mean, very, very thankful for him for stepping up. It is a massive undertaking, considering he is also racing as well, not just doing RD in this instance. So good on him for stepping up, and well, considering we managed to get everyone inside the session this time, I think that was the right choice.
Yeah, and it is tricky to get everyone in, especially with Gran Turismo 7 and the amount of bugs it has is just absolutely crazy. So we are now up to 53 viewers in the stream, which is fantastic. Just waiting for everybody to jump in now. Mystery Inc. Racing has said 30 minutes intermission is stupid. I agree. Gran Turismo, unfortunately, doing Gran Turismo things has stopped us from getting underway as quickly as possible. Usually we get underway quite quickly within a 5-second turnaround. Diablos has said, I'm running on high from Div 3 race. Isuzu Brian said, turtle in the wall. Oh, that's a interesting little one. We're about to get underway by the looks of things. We're just waiting on a couple of drivers to enter their I'm getting all my words mixed up.
So good. Alright, well, it looks like everyone who is racing has entered. So qualifying should be starting very shortly.
Yep, and I'm looking very much forward to seeing who takes the chocolates here, because that battle between Noodles and Geesh is going to be absolutely hairy. We are starting qualifying now, guys, so we do apologise for the delay in the broadcast. We've encountered yet more issues with the Gran Turismo platform. Unfortunately, we will deal with that from time to time. But we are about to get underway. We're just waiting for the qualifying to load us all in. Oh, there we go. So we're just entering the pit lane now, which is beautiful stuff. Just waiting for it to hit the signs there. There we go. So
That's right, there we go. People are starting to leave.
looks like we're about to get underway here, and you can see from the interior of John's car, there are cars coming out of the pit lane, guys. So we do apologise for the wait, but we are getting underway here at the Red Bull Ring. Woof! It's been a long time coming, but we're finally here. And the first cab off the rank tonight, Lenocious, your Division 2 champion for Obsession APR Automotive Motorsport. And very intrigued to see how Lenocious goes tonight. He's really stepped his pace up over the last 6 to 12 months, especially with that Division 2 title. But he's now in equal machinery with everybody else. And we heard all the rampage and the rumours of the Super, but Lenocious has been able to back up those results. He had a big, strong finish in Maggiore. Let's keep our eyes on him. Young Wakey for Kraken Esports. Looking forward to seeing how Wakey goes tonight. The reigning champion of Division 1 and Sector 1, Geesh in P3 at the moment for Respawn Esports. The man who had a lot of issues with his car trying to get in tonight, Faf, is on the track for ICE Esports. We've got Woody, who's already picked up a penalty for Brocky 05 Sim Racing. Blind Man for Hooncorp Esports. Now, I think he is filling in for somebody, if I'm correct, Spitzy. Is he filling in for... Is it GT? I think he's filling in for GTR.
I believe so. I think. Sorry, I'm gonna go back and double check and see what's going on. Yes, I know there's been a couple of fill-ins.
Yeah.
Where is the Alright, so yes, Keza is filling in for Goat. Boybagum, who I'm not actually seeing in qualifying, I think he may have dropped out possibly. And he is filling in for nothing. Blind Man is filling in for GTR, as far as I'm concerned.
There we go. So, Blind Man filling in for GTR there, so that's huge for the championship side of things. We've got Mr. Morgan Davey in for the Deeds Racing entry, and now he's running the Deeds cider livery tonight. So, as per, changing the design. We got the Turtle for Dadson Racing, getting accustomed to Division 1 pace again. Filling in for the GOAT is Keza. Now, this is a big, big step up for Keza from... there's been a bit of a...
Oh, Blind Man's gone off.
Blind Man has gone off into the weeds. We'll see if we can catch that on a replay. I don't know whether he got hit there.
I'm not entirely sure. It may have been possibly just gone wide and set off, but again, we'll look at the replay.
Oh, yeah, no, he's just lost it on his own there. Lost it on his own.
Oh dear. Well, it is still only qualifying. It isn't the big full thing, so he's still... You never know. Anything could happen. He could very much still make his way back up.
So, Geesh has taken the top spot at the moment. He's going faster again. Look at that time. 23.294 first and foremost. That is ridiculously quick pace from our Division 1 champion. He's 10th, a bit over a 10th to Noodles, who's got a half-second penalty. So Noodles will have to burn that, and he's purple at the moment as well. Wakey in third. What a lap from Wakey there. Just starting to really embrace the Wakey Gate saga. And John in P4 at the moment, so 9/10 of a second behind, though, to Geesh. That's a big, big gap to find, and look who's in P6 there at the moment, Ricky Bobby for Obsession Motorsport, APR Automotive. Ricky looking very comfortable behind the wheel too. He's been comfortable the last couple of seasons. Just see who we've missed at the moment. Oop. Boybagum's going to have to restart, so looks like Boybagum may have to start from the pit lane here. Lenocious has gone with a 1 minute 24.7. Young Wakey, though, goes even quicker again. He's done a 1 minute 23.3. Young Wakey's here to play, guys, but geesh, 0.3 of a second clear. A ridiculous time now, a 23.091. We might see a 22 here.
This wood's gone off.
Oh.
He's gone wide at turn 1 and has spun, but thankfully he's landed on the other side of the track, so he's clear of other races. They've all gone past.
And that's good news as well. So he's 3.5 tenths clear. Oh, well, 3.5 tenths behind, sorry, behind G. So Woody putting in a very strong showing for qualifying at the moment. And yeah, if it does hit with rain later on in the race, or if it turns to a wet weather race at any stage, I reckon Woody's going to be there or thereabouts, especially with that qualifying time. That is a phenomenal effort there from Woody. As Turtle Power there, his teammate, oh no, not his teammate, sorry, Turtle Power P7. He's got a little bit of a toe at the moment from Mr. Morgan Davey. Morgan in 5th. Qualifying's definitely been a little bit of an issue here for Morgan over the last couple of seasons here in Sector 1. He's been able to have strong race pace, but his qualifying's left a lot to be desired over the last season or two, so we'll keep an eye on not only where Morgan finishes, but... Oh, look at that. Young Wakey goes even quicker. And there's our 22, so Geesh has dropped a 1 minute 22.9. That is disgustingly fast.
That's right, I was hoping we'd see that at some stage, and it's come pretty early, so that's very good to see.
That's a bit of a slap in the face to the rest of the field here, especially Young Wakey and Noodles. Noodles now setting off on another lap. Wait and see what he does. He might have an in-lap here. And you can see the field is just starting to move around a little bit as Lenocious in 5th. That's a really good time at the moment. Wait and see how a couple of these guys go.
That's right, Turtles. So Morgan has dropped down into 8th place, I can see. Turtle is in 6th. So there's been a bit of a change in position there because Morgan was in 5th a little bit ago. Yep,
and he's, if anything, he's giving Turtle a little bit of a toe here. He's actually helping Turtle more with this. So if I was Morgan, I'd probably decide to back out of it because he's definitely helping Turtle here. He's 3.5 tenths clear though. That's the biggest issue right now for Morgan. As Wacky comes into the pits for a new set of tyres. And it looks like Geesh has done the same thing at the moment, so we're about to see a couple of times maybe just shift around a little bit. And Turtle does go quicker. Morgan, though, just a little bit quicker than Turtle. That's P6 and 7 right there.
Lenocious has gone off, it seems. Looks like that's pit exit.
Yep, he's just coming out of the pits as well. One guy I want to give a big shout out to at the moment is Keza. Now, for Keza to make the step from Division 4 to Division 1, that's like, how do I say it, weaning a child off of Fanta and putting him straight onto tequila. So, Keza first-hand finding out exactly how quick these guys are, but he's decided to step up tonight. He's done the honourable thing, and he's filled in for tonight's event. So, big kudos to Keza here. It's a big tough ask for him, but we'll wait and see how he goes. He's got, big learning experience for him, but he's going to find out pretty quickly that he's going to improve racing with these caliber of these guys, and goes back to what we were saying earlier. So,
yeah, absolutely. Like, I raced with him in Division 4. He's done pretty well so far. Yeah, exactly. Any experience he can get racing with these top caliber guys, if he can take it in, he'll improve pretty quickly. He'll probably end up going to the top of Division 4, I should say, sorry.
Oh, big moment for Turtle. He's lost it on the exit of Red Bull Mobile. Just hit the curbs there.
Alright, he's still saying clear. Looks like everyone's clear, so he should come back in.
Kez is just stepping out of the way by the looks of it, for Noodles. If I'm Keza here... You go.
No, sorry about that. Yeah, so John has a 3-second penalty. I don't know what's happened to him, but so as his 3-second penalty served, that would have slowed down his time quite a bit though. Hopefully that wasn't his power lap.
No, he's on an out lap, and I think that might be the... so he's crossed the blend line of the pit exit there, so I dare say he might have had a spin. But the critical thing for John there is he might have lost tyre temperature, which would mean that he will have to struggle a little bit, and he's only going to get this lap by the looks of it, because we are running down through our final minute of the qualifying, so we might just jump on board with our... looks like someone's gone off in the distance there. Jump on board with Cheech now.
That's Ricky Bobby. Looks like he's gone off.
So Ricky really struggling tonight at the moment. Let's see if Cheech is purple as he goes through Worth Curve, and he's down by 1/10.5. Might not improve. We'll jump on board with Wakey though and see where he's at. He's got to find 3.5 tenths. It's a big ask. Takes as much exit as he dares there. Formula One, they get penalties for that left, right, and centre. Let's see what Wakey can do. Can he go up? No, he can't. Noodles.
Here we go. Juice is coming across the line. Is he going to be purple?
I don't think he's going to go. No. Looks like Noodles. He's looking pretty comfortable here, but I'm not too sure what he's got. Oh!
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Looks like qualifying's over. So, oh, that jumped in at the wrong time. So, yeah, I wonder what happened there. So,
That's right.
I think qualifying might have ended a little bit prematurely there, but we will gloss over that over time. So I think we might just check over the provisionally results at the moment. So we will just cross across to that. Jeesh on pole position with a 1 minute 22.943. What young Wakey P2. Noodles in third there. Diswood in P4. Great qualifying from Woody. Lenosius fifth. Morgan Davey in sixth. Turtle Power in seventh. John in P8, Blyman in 9th, Faf P10, Ricky Bobby 11th, Keza in P12, and Ison Nemesis in P13. So, which should be Boybagum. So, we will just jump back to the whatchamacallit? And
Race lobby?
yeah, that thing. So, yeah. It looks like a little bit of a RD error there from Lenosius, but it's all good. So we will.
That's right, yeah, because I'm pretty sure Nemesis and no, it wasn't Faf. It was Nemesis and I believe who is it I'm thinking of here now?
Boybagum's in, so Boybagum will start for the last. I think Boybagum will start last this race because he didn't set a qualifying lap in at the moment.
Yes, I think because he got booted, unfortunately, I believe, at the very start of qualifying, and then Lenosius also left around the start of the thing. No, sorry, Nemesis, I should say. Nemesis left. So, yeah, they'll both be bottom of the grid, it looks like.
Yep. It's all good, though. I think he will fight back hard and definitely make his way up the field. We'll wait and see, so... yeah, well, I'm pretty intrigued to see what he's able to do. I think we're just getting the grid all sorted now, guys. So we just get that one done. Just bear with us, guys. We're just getting everything sorted. I think after watching that qualifying, I think... looking at it, Diswood will be a hard man to beat if it rains, and if he can keep out of the soup, I think Noodles is going to have to find something, especially with that pace of Jeesh. That's really, really brutal pace there from Jeesh, especially if he gets away early. And looking forward to seeing Turtle up there and about. That was a great qualifying session by Turtle there. What are your thoughts on that qualifying session there, Spitzy?
Yeah, well, definitely Jeesh is the one to beat, you know, under a minute 23, that is not easy, so good on him for doing that. Yeah, like, Wacky's probably not far off him. Yeah, the sort of stoush between Morgan and Turtle, them swapping places a little bit there during that session. I reckon if they're going to be around each other for the race, it'll be interesting to see how they go. Yeah, I think everyone here seems to be going pretty alright. I mean, again, me being Division 4, I don't quite think I can hold a candle to these guys in terms of times yet, but, you know what, maybe one day. But again, also good on Keza for, again, you know, stepping up and doing his best with these guys.
Yeah, agreed. And I think, judging from what I've seen as well, Nemesis is stepping in as well. I think it's for Kaizen. So Kaizen's had some big ECU issues, and it looks like Nemesis is going to do double duty tonight. And for a guy to do Division 3 and step up is big enough, but to step up from 3 to 1, that's a whole different box of frogs there. So we'll keep our eyes peeled on where Nemesis finishes up.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, again, best of luck to all these guys tonight, particularly well, not particularly, but yes, the two who have stepped in from bottom divisions. You know, hopefully they can take in all they can from racing with these bigger guys, and yeah, bring it back to their divisions when they come back in, and yeah, hopefully it means good improvements for them.
So Boybagum's joined in the Facebook chat as well while he waits. So, not Facebook, YouTube chat. So g'day Boybagum, how you going? Bumcrack said it'll be a tough race. I agree. I think this will be a war of attrition, and we're looking forward to seeing what happens. But it looks like we're about to get underway here in.
Here we go.
Here we go, Red Bull Ring. So just waiting for me to be able to load in. The cars are just jumping onto the grid now, and we're looking to see 14 absolutely incredible NSXs jumping down on the grid now, and you can see them now. All 14 hungry drivers ready to go. It is round 2 here, Division 1 of Sector 1, Season 8. Lights are up. And we are underway. Jeesh gets... Yep, Jeesh has got off to a good start. Noodles tries to cover. Diswood has to swing very wide. And there's contact. There's drama in the background. There's major drama. Noodles has hit Woody. It is all gone off. Noodles is gone. Noodles is gone. Our championship connection. Our championship protagonist has already hit the wall. We're going to have to get that on replay. So he's been a bit of a pinball at the start. He's had to run wide. The car has been completely out of control the whole time. And that is Noodles straight into the wall. That is huge.
That is a shame. At the very least, we can say off the grid, everyone was clean. At first, you know, turn ones always have some form of drama. Unfortunately, Noodles just the one that got caught at this time, but hopefully he can make his way back up during the race. He doesn't seem to be terribly far behind, so I reckon if he applies himself, he'll get back up there.
But what this has done as well is it's given Jeesh clear view of the track. Wakey is running with him. This is massive. Wakey's doing a great job at the moment, but Diswood now in P3 for the podium, but he's got a half-second penalty. Lenocious in 4th. And Morgan Davey, this is your top 5 right here, and then it's a bit of a logjam between Blindman, who's been able to make his way right up. John in P7. This is a little bit of a cork in the bottle moment for Blindman here, who did race in Division 1 last season, so he's no slouch behind the wheel. But we'll keep our eyes peeled. That was very, very messy at the start, as Turtle just got past there by, looks like by John. No, he's got Ricky Bobby. Oh, they're 3 wide heading up to turn 2. Surely not. Keep it clean, boys. Heading up now to Remus. Still 3 wide under brakes. Is there going to be a little bit of racing room given? Oh, that looks like they just got away with it. Faf's got a half-second penalty, though. How there wasn't contact in any of that and someone spinning, I have no idea whatsoever. But that has promoted Faf. It looks like Ricky Bobby's going to still have to do some defence. Ice and Nemesis in P10 at the moment. That is a great start from a Division 4 driver who's already done 1 race tonight. That is a huge start. But holy jeez. Jeesh has already checked out. 1.8 seconds. Wakey in P2. Diswood's going to have to serve that penalty now. And he's under immense pressure as it is from Lenocious.
Alright, looks like that's, yeah, Woods down 2 spots after that penalty. I believe Faf also had a half-second, but... Okay, Kez also picked up a half-second penalty. Noodles is closing in. Pretty well, though.
Yeah, he's got a lot of work to do though now to catch up to Jish, who's starting to storm away a little bit. Ricky Bobby's gotten past Faf after serving that half-second penalty, but it's Jish leading the way with a 1 minute 23.7 fastest lap, 1.8 seconds clear. But look at this, Morgan now into P4. He's got Woody right on his tail there as Woody tries to go the inside. He gets it done. A little bit of a love tap there from Morgan. On board the Deeds Racing Honda NSX now, and it looks like Woody just made that pass stick. Beautiful job. And Woodsy's still in a good position at the moment. He's not far behind Lenosius, although nearly put the commentator's curse on him.
Absolutely a good battle here between John and Blind Man. They've been going tit for tat the last couple of turns. Seems to be, yeah, a little crisscross, but they're keeping it clean. That's what we like to see.
Oh, John running a little bit wide through Worth Curve there, and very easy to do that, but he's definitely having some good pace here. And if Morgan and Diswood start battling even harder, you know John's going to be there. In that beautiful Lightning Motorsports NSX, John looking very, very strong at the moment. 24.2 for race pace. That is a strong, strong lap, but it's top three starting to skip away. Oop. And Ricky Bobby now. Oh, you go.
Looking at the gaps here, so Wacky's 2 seconds behind Jish, and then Velocis is almost 4 seconds behind, so top three separated by almost 4 seconds here. Jish and Wacky are definitely showing their pace.
Yeah, and it looks like, speaking of pace at the moment, John's pace is quite strong because he's starting to really slash that gap to Morgan and Diswood. Whether Woody's actually having to fight Morgan at the moment, or he's just decided to back off a bit, look after the tyres. It looks like John's got some strong pace, whether he's using it early or not. We'll just have to wait and find out, though, as young Wakey starting to solidify that P2 at the moment. Jish starting to clear out. 2.2 seconds to the good.
Still, just had a half-second penalty there, so we'll see what the gap's going to be. Diswood is now like about half second behind him.
That's actually a really, really tight gap as Lenosius runs very, very wide there. That'll give Woody a big opportunity here. He'll be in the slipstream.
Yeah, Blindman and John are swapped places again. John's now in 7th, Blindman in 6th.
Oh, they have too. So, Blindman has a big, big moment on the exit of Nicky Lauder, though. Looks like he was able to gather it up. Blindman doing a great, great job at the moment, but John looks like he wants another slice of the pie here. He puts the nose up on the inside. Blindman looking like he's going to... Yep. He's just going to let that one go. So John takes P6. That's a great move. But they've opened the gap up now between the top 5 to 3.3 seconds here. So this little battle pack, whilst the fighting's good, it's going to be a bit difficult for them to fight back a little bit. Trying to bring that gap back down.
Indeed. And yeah, look, Jish is definitely pulling away from the rest. He's now just under 3 seconds away from Wacky, and yeah, it looks like Lenosius is like 5.5 seconds behind, so Jish definitely showing how fast he's going, but we'll see what changes if the rain comes in, because it's still looking a bit cloudy out there.
Yeah, it seems like there's a little bit of a mist starting to develop, and Lenosius just running out a little bit wide at the exit of Red Bull Mobile again. It seems like he's just having some issues with understeer at this point of the race. We'll keep our eyes peeled on that. As looks like Diswood really trying to make the most of the curbs here, but we'll just have a look at this battle for P12 at the moment between Nemesis and Keza. Give these guys some TV time. Keza, of course, stepping in for the GOAT, and Nemesis stepping in for Kaizen tonight. Noodles has got past the both of them, so Noodles now up to P11. He's just behind this little battle pack now for, I believe it's P7? Here he is, yeah it is. So it's not too far out of the picture here of a top 5, especially if it rains. He could make up some decent ground. But it looks like the big battle at the moment is definitely P3, and Lenocious is having to go defensive over Woody. On board now with the... Oh.
Yeah, this is very, very close.
Looks like Woody's got so much more pace through Worth Curve there. He's going to have a big look on the nose.
Yeah, here we go. Wood's coming through.
Oh, too wide in Worth. Brink Curve doesn't work too often. Woody's got the pace though. Gets it done. P3 for Brocky 05 Sim Racing now.
That's right. And Morgan is very close behind. This is going to be a three-way battle very quickly.
And I tell you right now, if it... Oh, someone's gone off in front. Jeesh has gone off.
Oh, no.
And Wakey's taken the lead of the race. Wakey is now the race leader. We're going to have a look and see what's happened here with Jeesh on our replay. Oh, and he's clipped the sausage curb and it's sent him wide. He's gathered it up as quickly as possible. He's been able to save it, but that is Jeesh surrendering the lead of the race to Wakey. And it's not a little lead either now. It's 3.5 seconds. Jeesh has got Diswood right behind him. And if I'm Diswood, I'm going to push like hell because you know that Jeesh's pace is going to be brutal. Oh, and I wonder if the track's starting to cool down a little bit because Woody is starting to, really send that rear end sideways a little bit.
Yeah, possibly. It looks to be getting, the track appears to be getting maybe a little bit wet. I can kind of starting to see, you know, the parts, definitely everyone's following the same line. Parts of the track starting to get a little bit lighter. Could just be me, honestly, but no, actually looking down sort of the last couple of turns, I can definitely sort of see, you know, parts of the track are getting a lot shinier than the others.
Yep, and I think one big thing at the moment, we've got 4 drivers fighting for 2 spots on the podium at the moment, and if Jeesh starts putting Hail Mary laps in, he's going to have to do some ridiculous pace because young Wakey 3.8 seconds and was only a couple of tenths slower here or there throughout the race, so keep our eyes peeled on where Wakey keeps going, but looks like Jeesh is just going to have to bring Woody and Lenocious with him, and to an extent Morgan Davies there as well.
And so running from 6 through to about 11th, we've got another pack here. So John, Blindman, Ricky Bobby, Total, Noodles and Faf all in that little pack there. And then Nemesis and Johnson are still sort of in their own little group at the back. But I reckon we should keep an eye on them at some point, because that will probably get interesting pretty soon.
Looks like the grid is... the track's just starting to dry. Oh, yeah, it's starting to get a bit ominous.
Put the lights back on.
Yeah, so you can tell it's getting a bit dark out here. On board with Ricky Bobby now. It's got Turtle and Noodles. Oh, Noodles! Big slide out of the exit of Worth there. Great gather up. But it looks like now these guys are just... Oh, you can see in the background there. Little tap from Faf and Noodles.
That's right, Faf makes it through, relatively clean, no spins.
And looks like Noodles wants to argue the case though. Is Noodles going to make a big move into turn 1 here? Oh, someone else has gone off in front.
Flag.
We've got yellow flags in front. Someone else has gone off. I'm not too sure who it is. Just see if we can get it.
I'm not sure.
Oh, it's Woody!
Grid.
It's Woody! So what's happened there? Let's just see if we can catch it.
Oh, yeah, there we go. He's now back in 6th place.
So he was in the podium placings. He was P3. Oh, and he's clipped the sausage curb. Oh, no, he hasn't. No, we might have missed that one. So looks like we may have missed it, but he's definitely in the suit now. Oop.
That's right. I'm sure stewards will probably look at that anyway if they get the chance.
Wonder if the conditions are starting to get quite greasy out there. Might have to do a fuel and tyre update. So, Spitzy, if you want to run through with starting with Young Wakey, just let us know how their fuel and tyres are going.
That's right. So Wakey is currently just under 3/4 of a tank. Back tyres are definitely taking a bit more of a hit compared to the fronts. A little bit of a tail whip there, but he's feeling okay. Jeesh is pretty similar boat. The looks like the rear left tyre seems to be the one taking most of the brunt so far. Similar story here with Lenocious, Morgan, all seem to be pretty similar fuel and tyre loads so far. Morgan's doing a little bit better. Morgan and Lenocious's front tyres are doing a bit better than the front two. Blacky's front tyres definitely a little bit more noticeably lower than the rest, it looks like. Let's see here, John. Diswood's tyres are definitely taking a beating. Front and rears are pretty similar and unfortunately looking quite worn. He'll probably need to do maybe an early tyre change, it looks like. Total Power, Blind Man, seems to be a little bit more of a gap in the front tyres for those guys. Let's have a look here. Noodles, his front tyres are doing a bit better, but rears aren't so great. Ricky Bobby is a little bit less than that, and he is actually sitting on exactly 3 wheels of a tank.
Ooh.
Everyone else is sort of sitting a bit below. Let's see, Faf is... Yeah, it seems to be still a similar story. Fronts are going okay, rears are definitely wearing. Nemesis and Keza are pretty... Keza's front tyres are actually doing really well. There's barely any wear on those, and his rears also seem to be doing pretty okay compared to a few of the others at this stage. Although his fuel is maybe a little bit lower than I would be expecting. Yeah, most people's drivers seem to be pretty similar, the only real exception being Diswood, who has significantly more worn tyres compared to I think most of the pack, would probably be perhaps due to his spin he had earlier.
Yeah, and I think, first of all, great job on that fuel and tyre update as well, presented to you by Spitzy tonight, guys, so yeah, big congratulations there, Spitzy. Now,
Thank you.
I think, yeah, looking at this little P5 battle here between John and Diswood, these guys are very, very great mates on the track. I can tell you that right now. They are absolutely shoulder to shoulder, heart to heart, that sort of stuff. But on the track, they will not hesitate throwing everything, including the kitchen sink, at each other. They're both very, very quick drivers in their own right. So John in P5 at the moment is a great result, but wonder what's going to happen down the track of this race. We've still got 20 laps to go here at Red Bull Ring. Looking very much forward to seeing what these guys can do. And then Turtle P7 at the moment is a big one. So Turtle's doing a great job here. He's a guy that didn't race too much last season. He did have health issues, but he's bounced back into Division 1 and looking very, very comfortable fighting amongst the mid-pack here. Although, I can tell you for a fact right now, Noodles closing right up in P9. He's been able to make a little bit of hay. Jump on board now with Noodles on the Respawn Esports McLaren Honda. Goes up the inside now, and looks like Blind Man's going to give him plenty of room. He does so. Great job there from Blind Man to give him the space, and good move there by Noodles. Puts him up to P8 now, and he's only less than a second behind Turtle, so still a top 5 is a possibility here for Noodles. We'll keep our eyes peeled though, as checking in on Geesh watch, and Geesh has been able to break away from that little scrabble behind.
Yeah, it certainly seems to be the top 4 seem to be, yeah, pretty split apart, and then 5 to about 11 still very tightly packed. Nemesis and Keza are still doing their thing.
Oh, here we go.
But they still seem to be having fun.
Here we go, Geesh is pitted. So Geesh is the first to blink. I wonder what the go is here. So he's obviously thinking something different that nobody else has. Oh, John's pitted as well. Oh, so are these guys going to get another set of mediums here is the real question, or have they come in a bit too...
Maybe a bit too soon, because it looks like they're all still sticking on mediums. No one's changing to intermediates yet.
Oh, so that's interesting. That's very, very interesting here. So Geesh has decided to throw cat amongst the pigeons here. He's put the medium tyre on. He's got clear air.
Yeah, I can see John is refueling a bit. He's now back up to 3/4 of a tank. Noodles is still going on his current fuel loads, but to get all 3 of them now on fresh tyres. John has a 4-second penalty.
Oh no, so John's crossed the pit blend line again, by the looks of it. A 4-second penalty though, so I wonder where he's picked out that extra second. Oh, that's going to throw him right back in the soup as well because he was fighting over P6 with Diswood. So that's a free kick there to Woody.
Oh dear, well hopefully he can come back from it. We'll see what happens. He's now currently trying to hold off Keza in 13th. Nemesis is starting to pull away a little bit now.
As young Wakey's pitting now. So Wakey's blinking to Jeesh. Smart move,
Lenocious is also pitting as well, and as is Morgan.
Yep, so smart move from these guys. As the Kraken Esports crew go to work. So Woody's gone around again. And so is Turtle. So these guys seem to be wanting to run the long game. Very interesting development here. So we'll have to keep our eyes peeled on Diswood, who's got a half-second penalty. So it looks like he's cut the apex of Nicky Lauder there.
Yeah, possibly. I can having a look. Actually, real quick update
his
on
this
tires. His rear left tire is almost completely dead. Like he has got to pit soon, or else he is going to. Yeah, he might lose it pretty soon if he's not careful.
So young Wakey now, he actually came out neck and neck there with Faf. That was for position as well, so Faf was entitled to fight for that. He's entitled to fight right now, but it's not on the same strategy as Wakey. As looks like Jeesh has got some work to do. Now championship, reigning champion, I should say. He's not leading championship, but he's got some work to find. He's got to find a second and a half to catch Ricky Bobby, but this might be what young Wakey needs. He needs to just have a little bit of traffic in between himself and Jeesh.
Yeah, well, Diswood's still staying out for another lap. He must be waiting for maybe another 1 or 2 laps to pit. He's probably, trying to stick on only 2 sets of tyres for the race.
So he's looking at a 1-stop, possibly.
Yeah,
that's brave.
Possibly just a 1-stop.
Oh, he's really struggling with that left rear as well. You could see it in the attitude of the car. It's definitely, he's able to control it. He's a master at oversteer and just being able to look after the car. But oh, gee whiz, these guys running long as young Wakey and P4's going head-to-head with Blindman as he enters Remus. Young Wakey takes the inside line. Blindman gives him plenty of room again. Great sportsmanship there by Blindman. Knows that's not his fight.
Yeah, no, they've done pretty good in keeping it clean so far. You know, everyone's sort of giving each other room, only occasional sort of contact and everything.
And it looks like Ricky Bobby and Jeesh just having a little bit of a bust-up, a little bit of contact there through Slosh Gold. But Jeesh gets it done as well. So Jeesh up to P6, but he's still got plenty of traffic in front of him, sorry. He's got 2 cars to navigate. Looks like his next target will be Faf, but this can only help young Wakey at this point. Young Wakey's got 1.2 seconds to find the Turtle. Wonder if Turtle's going to come in. No, Turtle goes around again.
Here we go. Wood is finally in the pits.
Oh, so here we go now. So only one more car to clear for young Wakey. 0.6 of a second. And if I'm Turtle, I'm just going to let young Wakey go and just take the slipstream for a little bit. Try and build as much of a buffer as you can. Although that being said, it looks like the track's starting to just cloud over that a little bit more at the moment.
Yeah, I would thought it may have rained by now, but it's still holding off. So these guys still able to keep on the mediums for now, and yeah, racing's still staying pretty close.
You can see young Wakey as well just flashing the lights of Turtle. Turtle is entitled to fight for this position, but I wonder if it's going to do him more harm than good. It's young Wakey just deciding to have a look now to go through route. He's young Wakey's not able to get this done, and this is hurting him right now, but he does have this cut back. Oh, no, he's had to pull it up from Worth Curve, and Jeesh has only got Blindman to pass now. So this is only helping Jeesh.
Here we go. Looks like Rocky's going to make his move up the inside here. There we go.
Gets it done through Worth Curve. Great, Rink Curve. Great move as Turtle is pitted. And Blindman is the only thing now standing in between Jeesh and young Wakey, and we'll see a true indicative gap. Looks like that.
Yeah, I think So I don't think Blindman's going to hold his spot for too much longer. He is one of the few drivers who has not yet pitted. So his tyres sort of screaming in agony.
Yeah, you could see it then, and Geesh got checked up by that, and he also went a bit sideways as well. Faf is just doing the right thing, I reckon. He's just sitting behind. He's not really fighting Geesh at the moment. Geesh going up the inside, throws it down, makes it stick. Great move there by Geesh, and it's 3.2 seconds to the good, but Faf now wants a piece of the action. And what can Faf do? Is he going to look up the inside? No, he thinks about it. He's showing the nose now. Goes up the inside of Blind Man. Gets it done into Slosh Gold. Great move. I think keeping an eye now on Ricky Bobby and Lenocious here. A little bit of teamwork. It looks like the gap between Lenocious and Morgan now has exploded as well. So Morgan must have been in serious fuel trouble. That's the only explanation I can think of. Because that gap is 5.4 seconds at the moment. That's not very, very handy, especially when you've got a driver like Noodles right behind you. Morgan's one of those, one of the Division 1 stalwarts, of course, been here a long time, and he's no stranger to the top echelon of the championship, but he's got Noodles rampaging behind him.
Just notice here, Nemesis has fallen really behind. He's like 17.5 seconds off Keza.
Yeah, I'd say that he's either pitted or he's had a big, big moment here as Diswood comes into the pits as well. So, I think he's already pitted once. He might be not very...
Yeah, he has pitted once.
Oh.
It's possible. I wonder if he's going for fuel. Fab is going...
Oh, that's why! That's why the rain is belting down at first turn. And Faf may have just pulled a master stroke. Same with Diswood. They may have come in at the right time. Woody on the intermediate. And these guys here at the front, they're going to get caught out by this if it pours down the rest of the way.
Yeah, well, it only appears to really be sort of pouring at the front straight. It's sort of raining rest of the track, but not as heavy.
Oh, no. You can see heading through Worth Curve now. The water is...
Oh, Juice almost loses it there.
Oh, Wakey's struggling for grip as well. You can see the rain. The rain has hit.
Yeah, definitely.
Lenocious is struggling as well.
Wacky's gone wide. Wacky's gone wide. Yeah, he's going in. He's going in.
And these guys are definitely going to suffer a lot under the... You can see how hard it's raining here. Morgan's struggling.
Oh, Blind Man spun. Blind Man spun.
Oh, he spun at the start of the pit lane. Oh, Lenocious is gone. On the slick tyre.
Everyone seems to be going off here.
Oh, Morgan's gone as well. Noodles is gone. So everyone is struggling to come in. The first of the wet runners is Faf here. Faf may have just pulled an absolute masterstroke here.
Oh, absolutely. He's been paying attention to the radar. Here we can see Turtle's going a bit slow around here, but he's still going wide. Oh, what's going on? It's like brakes are barely working. He's going into the gravel.
So Faf is now in P3. Faf has pulled an absolute masterstroke here.
Yeah, geez. Here we go. I think John's gone off at some point. He's just re-entered back onto the track. Oh, no, there he goes again.
Oh, just trying to see where he is at the moment. Oh, there he is. Oh, and he has gone. So let's see what...
Nemesis passes him. So John's now last place. He has got to go onto those wets.
Yep, so he's well and truly been caught out by the wet weather. Absolutely caught out. There's nothing he can do about that.
Yeah. Alright, Totals come back on the intermediates, and I can see Kez is also on the intermediates as well. So they're maybe thinking the rain might not last long. I mean, I don't even really see it raining at the moment. It's just poured for like that one lap or so, and it's just gone again.
I'll tell you who's come of age now. Ricky Bobby. He's right behind his teammate and was well and truly in the suit, but now he's made his way up to P6. That's a great start. He's only just behind Lenocious. And it looks like something big's happened with Morgan here, because Morgan is now down to P9. He's behind Noodles and Diswood. So I dare say he's either... Oh, Morgan's really struggling. Oh, Morgan's gone! Morgan's gone!
Oh, no.
Oh, that is huge as well. So that tells you how treacherous these conditions truly are right now if Morgan's falling off.
Yeah, I mean, looking at him, it is on intermediates, and his tires are still cold as well, like really cold.
Oh.
So, yeah, he's struggling to keep it there. You can see it's still twitching a fair bit.
And you can see right now, Wakey, the gap has dropped down to a second.
Ah, yeah, indeed. Him and Jish are both on intermediates.
Young Wakey struggling through Remus there. You could just see, caught the understeer.
Yeah, oh, I think we've got another spin.
Oh, we do.
Who is it? I'm thinking it is...
Is it John again?
No.
No, someone.
I think it's John. I do think it's John. I think he's bowed out.
Oh no, so John's had a major failure here. I think that might have also contributed to what we saw earlier on the replay as well. The fact that he was going so slow. He wasn't using full pressure. Speaking of full pressure, Blind Man and Lenocious getting together. And Blind Man has to sacrifice P4 at the moment. The rain has really changed this race. You can see Blind Man, struggling at the moment. So there we go. So John's obviously had something go wrong with his... It must be a hardware issue because he definitely wasn't using full pressure and he's gone around like nothing. So I dare say something serious has happened.
Yeah, I'll try and see if I can figure out what's going on and I'll keep you updated.
But now we're in the favourable conditions of Diswood here. P7 at the moment. And I think, judging from the commentary in the chat at the moment, Adam said, looks like Jish and Wakey were the only slick runners to make it back before the track was undrivable. I think he might be 110% correct there. Faf did pit a little bit early for the wet weather tyre. I think it might be a little too dry for the wet weather tyres yet, though. We'll wait and see.
Yeah, about to say, I can see the main racing line starting to dry off already.
Yep, and looking at Jish right now, we'll jump on board. You can see he's really wanting to make some moves on young Wakey. Feel like this is a bit of Jish against the world right now with Wakey-gate. But this is our Division 1 champion right now, and he's out to prove why he is so. These two are well and truly ahead of Faf, who's had a major issue. Yeah, Faf's had a major issue. And it's put Lenocious to P3. Blind Man also goes through. We're going to have to see what happened there. And Faf's
doing pretty alright.
Yeah, he's just clipped the exit curve, the outside curve of Rauk, and it's just sending backwards, which meant Lenocious has gone straight through him. But it looks like Faf's actually just, he might have rejoined on the race line there. So that's going to be very, very intriguing in itself. But what that's done is put Faf in P6. He's fighting Ricky Bobby at the moment, but I believe Faf might be the only runner on a wet tyre. I might need confirmation on that one, Spitzy, I think, if I'm right.
Yeah, looks like Faf is the only one running a full wet. Everyone else is on intermediates.
So what Faf's hoping for here then is if the track absolutely pelts down with rain, and he's going to need it. That strategy call, coupled with that spin, might not have helped his cause at all. But we will jump up to the battle up the front. There's still plenty of time for this one. Young Wakey is in the fight of his career at the moment, fighting Distinct Jish. I wonder if it's going to rain again or not. If it doesn't rain, you're going to have to start thinking about maybe putting on another medium tyre.
Yeah, maybe. They're also about to catch up to Nemesis, who is sitting, well, it says minute 28 behind according to the Gran Turismo leaderboard.
So a little bit further down.
Yeah, here we go, blue flag. Nemesis has got a blue flag.
Oh, so, yeah, Nemesis will have to get out of the way of that one. And Noodles still P8 at the moment, so this is only going to help Jish's chances. You see Woody's chasing the water at the moment, but we'll go back up to this battle up the front because young Wakey, tell you what, he's handling this pressure fantastically. He's doing a great job at the moment just to hold P1. And they're catching up to Nemesis at the moment, who will see that blue flag. He will have to get out of the way.
Oh, I think I've seen a spin. I think... Oh, it's Keza. I think Keza spun.
So Kez has had a bit of a moment. It looks like Nemesis just getting out of the way of both of these runners. Great work by Nemesis there.
Yeah, because having a look, Keza's split time was like 16, 17 seconds down from his last lap, so whatever incident he had, it's cost him. It's very unfortunate.
There's also a big podium battle brewing here with Lenocious and Blind as well. Lenocious is sitting P3 at the moment, but Blind hasn't let him go. So this is very intriguing indeed. And if I'm Blind, do you start thinking about just, you know, making a big risk out of this, or do you just follow what Lenocious does and then try and use the dry tyre later on? That's the real question here. So
yeah, well, I mean, looking over the top of the track where Total Power is currently in 10th, very top of the hill, it looks like there's not much water left at all. Whereas you start going down a bit, there's still a bit of wetness around. So, yeah, might not be the right time for mediums just yet. Intermediates might still be the way to go for a bit.
Yeah, and I think that's Faf's undoing right now. He's on the wet tyre and he's suffering immensely here. Diswood's just gone past him, and it looks like Noodles might want to make the move himself. He's yeah.
Oh, Blindman's got a half-second penalty.
Oh no, so Blindman in a bit of trouble. That's going to end that battle with Lenocious as Noodles puts it up the inside of Faf there, and he's going to get it done as well. Diswood's starting to chase that. You can see these guys starting to chase that wet, the wet parts of the track. And this little mid-pack here is well and truly in the fight for the top 4.
Yeah, look at this. So Blind will probably drop down to at least 5th, possibly 6th, when his penalty comes around. Noodles and Faf will be able to capitalise on that as well, gain another spot if they can stick with it. Morgan sitting by himself in 9th, just biding his time, making sure he doesn't crash or anything. You know, I think that would be a good priority. Power's not too far behind him in 10th. And then, yeah, we've got Koza and Nemesis still bringing out the back, but they are still in at least. Yeah, Wacky and Jeesh still very much fighting for first spot. Lenocious by himself in 3rd. And yeah, mid-pack singly seems to be the place to look at the moment.
Yeah, and keeping an eye on young Wakey there. That gap's still at a 2nd. He's doing a fantastic job to hold off Jeesh. Lenocious.
Yeah, Faf has just gone into the pits. It looks like he might be going back to intermediates.
If I'm Faf here, do I take the risk of putting on the slick tyre? That's an intriguing question, because if it doesn't rain again, and he pulls this off and heats the tyre up nicely, might just be a little bit of a saving grace for him, but he's going to have to be so careful on that pit exit.
Yeah, indeed. And he's going to have a bit of a challenge to get back up. Like, again...
Oh, he has put the medium.
mediums.
So he's going to have to be so careful on the exit here. We'll just have to wait and see what he does. You can see him tiptoeing again. He's just taking it so easy. And he's crossed the blend line. That'll be a penalty. That's a slam dunk penalty.
3 seconds. Oh, no. Hasn't quite paid off.
We'll have to keep our eyes peeled on what the lap times Faf pulls. But that 3-second penalty is going to hurt.
It's going to be foggy again.
Oh,
I
no.
reckon it's going to start raining again.
Oh, no. So, Morgan Davey at the moment, P8. We saw, for the first time in living memory, I think, that he's struggling with wet conditions. I don't think I've ever recalled Morgan even struggling in any form of slippery condition before. So, all the way back down in 8th now. But this podium battle is now well and truly extended. Lenocious is 5 seconds clear of Blindman. Blindman's doing a fantastic job, even as a fill-in driver tonight, covering for GDR.
Yeah, he is doing quite well.
Oh, and you can see in the background there, Diswood sliding sideways. Lenocious in P3 at the moment, but might just check back in this battle for the lead. And young Wakey has got 5 more laps to go. And whether or not he can hold off Jeesh is a thing in itself. Jeesh is hunting this win.
Yeah, he is. Just having a real quick look at the tyre and fuel for these guys. Both are sitting at under a quarter of a tank with only 5 laps left. That might not be such a huge issue. Wacky's tyres are holding up a little bit better than Jish's, so if he can sort of spare his tyres for a bit longer, Jish might start slowing down because of his tyre wear. That could give Wacky the victory if he can hang on.
If I'm one of those guys though that's on an intermediate tyre and knows that it might run dead, do I maybe? Oh, jeez! Oh, what a save! That is car control at its absolute finest. Might just grab a replay of that one. That one was absolutely phenomenal car control there by Jish. Jump on board now. And you can see just slide understeer, catches the curb, and manages to save it. That is a great job there by our Division 1 champion.
Oh, no, Faf's gone. Faf's gone off.
Oh, no.
Yeah, those mediums really not helping him. Oh, dear.
So he might have pitted a little too soon for those mediums then.
Yeah, I think so. Kez is catching up to him pretty quickly.
So it looks like this battle for the lead at the moment has just expanded quite a bit. Young Wakey now, 1.3 seconds to the good. So is Jish's tyres starting just to fall off that little bit? We'll have to wait and see, but we'll just gloss in over the Blind Man Diswood Noodles battle. Still quite a few cars in this one. As Keza Johnson just gets out of the way there. Great work by Keza there. Great sportsmanship. Looks like that gap between Blind Man and Noodles, Blind Man and Diswood is closing in. Diswood, though, he might be under threat from Noodles himself. Noodles has done a great recovery drive considering what happened.
Yeah, absolutely. He's done really well to get back to where he is.
So it might be worth... You go.
Yeah, sorry, I reckon if he can make it, if he tries hard enough, he could maybe make it back in the 4th at least. You know, I don't quite think he'll make it to the podium, but no, honestly, at this point, he's still done a really good recovery drive.
I think, yeah, he might be one of the candidates for driver of the day at the moment is Noodles. We might have to start keeping our eyes peeled, but there's a couple of big name drives here.
Yeah, having a look here, Turtle is definitely catching up to Morgan. There's about 2.5 second gap between them now.
Yeah, I get the feeling that Morgan's tyres might be just suffering quite a lot.
Yeah, I can see. Yeah, his rear tyres about halfway down. Turtles are holding up a bit better. So, yeah, like it's possible Morgan could still hold on. There's only 4 laps left.
Yeah, and I think that's the big thing at the moment, these intermediates. Now that the track's starting to dry, it's too late now to come in and put fresh set of mediums on. They'll just take too long to heat up. You won't really gain anything out of it. So I think it might be too little too late for a lot of these guys if they do decide to go that down that route.
Yeah, here we go. It's raining again. Oh, there's been a spin. There's been a spin on the main straight. It is Faf.
Oh, no. Is the rain falling on the main straight?
I don't think it's falling on the main straight, but I definitely did see some more rain. I think it may have been at the top of the hill.
Ooh. So, someone's gone around in the background there.
Yeah, someone. That's Morgan.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I think, his tyres have given him a bit of strife there. Turtle now in 8th position, and the gap is rapidly expanding. So,
just keeping on tab on Morgan here, see what happened. Yeah, he's just looped it around. He's hit the curb and just sent it around, and that's Morgan. He will not be happy about that one at all. If I know Morgan, he's going to be an angry little hot pocket under that helmet. We'll just gloss back over to the battle up the front now, though. But young Wakey, this is a character-building drive. This is probably the greatest drive of his career at this stage. 1.1 second to the good. He's had to hold off Jish for 8 laps so far. And if he can just bring this home, this will easily be his best drive. But it looks like this battle between Blind Man, Diswood and Noodles is heating up as well. 4th, 5th, 6th.
Yeah, definitely very not much between them at all. Looks like maybe a second at most between the three.
Yeah, it looks like Diswood's applying the pressure, but he's also getting a bit of the blowtorch from the rear. Look at the slide from Diswood there.
Morgan's gone on to the mediums.
Yep, so Morgan not confident anymore on the tyre. Nothing left to risk. And this top three...
Faf's gone again.
Oh no, so yep, Faf at turn one there. That medium tyre's not working. You see these guys starting to hunt for more of the wet line.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see here.
Oh, Noodles sends it up the inside. Can he get it done? Oh, there's a little bit of biff and barge, a little bit of contact. It's lap one all over again, but they're able to save it. That was a big look there from Noodles. It's let Blind Man go for a couple of moments, but Diswood is going to fight this one. You know he is. He's going to brake really deep. You can see the front brakes glowing red hot. Noodles wasn't going to sacrifice that one. That's put Noodles in the top 5 for now, though. We'll jump on board with the Respawn Esports Honda. Is Diswood going to have a big look? He's going to have a big send! Sends it up from the stratosphere, and he can't pull it off! And that's Diswood gone!
That was such a good battle. It's such a shame it's had to end that way. But that means Noodles now has a clear line up to Blind Man. The gap is now only about a second.
That was a not only lick the stamp and send it, that was an express post style in the Boeing 747 jumbo jet straight across the other side of the world. Holy moly, Diswood, what a send from absolutely nowhere. He had nothing to lose though. Still in P6, but that could have ended awkwardly.
Yeah, well, I'm getting actually final lap counters here for anyone. So it looks like, yeah, Faf and Morgan are saying final lap for the both of them. Everyone else, I think it might be in terms of lap time because they're about a minute and a half behind. So they've been overlapped.
I think, yeah, Morgan's just been lapped by Wakey here. And
Jeesh has overlapped Morgan. As is Wacky, of course. I think everyone else seems to be... And Nemesis is now also on his final lap, on lap 30.
And it looks like young Wakey here, he's withstood the pressure from the very best in Sector 1 sim racing in Jeesh. He started all the way a couple of seasons ago in Division 3. Mid-pack, bought new hardware. His old man, old Wakey, said, if you think I'm quick, look what my son can do. And he's been proven right at this point because this guy is going to take his first Premier win in Sector 1. Stand up and bloody applaud. Young Wakey wins in Austria. Jeesh will take P2. Lenocious, he's a bit further back, but he will take a podium. He will not complain one little bit about this result. P3 for P3 in Division 1's nothing to sneeze at. Lenocious takes third place. P4 and barely surviving Noodles is Blind Man. A great recovery drive there from Noodles.
Yeah, absolutely. Well done to him.
Diswood.
He's being a bit iffy on the straight, but he makes it into 6th place. Ricky Bobby will finish in 7th. Total power, very comfortable 8th position, considering he's about half a minute ahead of Keza, who's going to finish in 9th. This is really good work for this Division 4 driver, you know.
Yeah.
Being in almost, you know, just between 12th and 13th most of the race, you know, it's gone in his favour. 9th place, again, in a Division 1 race for a Division 4 driver, that's really impressive. Yep.
Hasn't put a foot wrong as Keza Johnson. Give him a bit of TV time because this is a fantastic result. A top 10 in your Sector 1 Division 1 debut. Keza Johnson, stand up, mate. Stand up, everybody. Type 05 in the chat for Keza Johnson finishing P9. What a result. Mr. Morgan Davey in 10th. 11th will be Faf. 12th will be Ice and Nemesis. But John, unfortunately, having issues in 13th. But big congratulations there. Does go to young Wakey. What a drive. What an absolute superstar. And Sean, aka Ghost, if you're still in the chat, mate, Wakey Gate is well and truly alive. So if I were you, I'd start getting a bit nervous. Whew. What a race that was.
Yeah, that was very entertaining.
Holy Mother of Mary. So, yeah, we'll wait for everybody in chat to fire in with their driver of the day picks, but I think we might just gloss over the results of that beautiful race. So, Young Wakey will finish top of the charts. His very first Division 1 win in Sector 1. And I believe a first win for Kraken Esports as well. So they'll be absolutely wrapped with that, especially Mr. Bumcrack. He will be cheering beyond belief over that one. Distinct Jish in P2, nothing to sneeze at. Great result for Jish, and only solidifies his championship chances. Lenocious in third. What an effort there from Lenocious to be fighting top 5 the whole way. Blind Man P4, filling in tonight on short notice. That is a Herculean effort. Noodles on the recovery drive in P5 as well. Diswood in P6. A moment what could have been. Ricky Bobby P7th. Turtle Power P8th. Keza Johnson P9. Morgan Davey P10th. Faf 11th. Nemesis 12th. And, pardon me, John finishing up at the rear of the grid with a big failure of some sort. And the fastest lap in the race did go to Jish with a 1 minute 23.292. But that is Group A, Round 2, to quote Sean, aka Ghost, run and done. So
that was very entertaining. I think it's going to be interesting to see how I go with Division 4 being next week. I think if it's going to be anything like today, it will be very entertaining indeed.
I think if it's anything to go by today, I think Keza Johnson might just be favourite to win that one, because what an effort to get top 10 in Division 1.
Absolutely.
Checking through the chat at the moment, looking at the driver of the day. Snake Eyes has said driver of the day Blind Man. Brocky said driver of the day Keza. Ghost has said well done Young Wakey, and said Blind Man driver of the day as well. Boybagum Blind Man, come on, let's go. Bumcrack said Lenocious. Lemon Spiel said well done. Debrev driver of the day Blind Man, but what a drive from Wakey. I think this is looking like it's going to be a bit of a one-sided thing. Driver of the day, Blind Man from Nismo Nath, did the business despite only getting the call up hours before we went racing. Dadson and Adam have said Blind Man. Mr. CP himself, Chase has entered in saying driver of the day, Keza and Wakey. Holy jeez. So, and I have been corrected by the notion it's actually Young Wakey's second win in Division 1. He won Monza last season in the Toyota Supra. So, there we go. So, that's Young Wakey's second win in the main game now. So, yeah. Spitzy, who are you going to give driver of the day to?
My opinion, I'm going to say either Keza for, again, being a Division 4 driver, managing to make it 9th place, top 10 finish in his first Division 1 race. Very good job to him. Or I would probably give it to Noodle for that recovery drive, going from almost last, making it up to, 5th position? Yeah, 5th position from back of the grid. I'm very impressed with that.
Yeah, I as much as I want to give it to Keza, because stepping in and into from Division 4 to Division 1, that is words cannot describe the jump that is. But it's hard to say. Noodles drove so well today, despite the lap 1 carnage. You could vote in for Blind Man as well. You got Young Wakey. I've got to tip my hat off to Blind Man. Seriously, that's to come in on short notice and do what he did is absolutely phenomenal stuff. So can't explain how big of a result that is for not only Blind Man as well, but for Hooncorp Esports as well. With GDR being out, Blind Man needed every point tonight for the team's championship, and boy, did Blind Man deliver. So
yeah, absolutely.
So great result overall there for the Hooncorp Esports drivers. So I think we might just start to wrap things up a little bit. Have you got any final words there to say, Spitzy?
I would like to thank Lenocious for stepping in at short notice to host the session. it is unfortunately we still had one or two people unable to complete the race, but like considering the pit troubles we had before, yeah, Lenocious for hosting and racing at the same time. Big shout out to you for your help. Yeah, I'll also say shout out to Wacky. A bit biased here considering he is my teammate, but well done on your P1 drive. Yeah, Buncrake will be very happy with that result. Yeah, just a good shot for everyone who, yeah, did it despite, a few people, not doing the best tire choices, etc. Everyone still gave it the best shot, gave it their all. That's what this is all about, isn't it?
Agreed. And yeah, that was some fantastic racing from both divisions. So speaking of the divisions, next week we do have Group B, Divisions 2 and 4 running on the Red Bull Ring. And I haven't taken a look at the peak of the weather yet, but I'm guessing it's probably going to be wet, knowing what the weather is like today. So
yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how that goes then.
Yeah, so I might actually just take a quick gander into the weather reports, and I can tell you right now, it's cloudy with a chance of meatballs, let's just say that. So, big, first of all, I might just finish this one up now. So, big thank you does go to every single person in the chat tonight, or who viewed the race. It was a bit of a minefield that we had to get through tonight in terms of drivers not being able to join. It is Gran Turismo, unfortunately, doing Gran Turismo things. Hopefully, Kaz stops focusing on storylines and focuses on the actual product eventually. We'll gloss over that down the track. Big thank you does go to CGK and, of course, to Spitzy. CGK's been here for a while, jumped in the box tonight, hosting Division 3. Spitzy for, jumping into the comms box for the first time, getting involved with the big boys as well in Division 1. So, hope you enjoyed yourself as well,
no
Spitzy.
Problem.
So,
yeah, absolutely, I did.
And I think you might be back as well for another stream down the track. We'll wait and see.
Yeah, maybe.
Big thank you does go to all the drivers tonight for not only putting on a show, but for getting behind the wheel. And, of course, massive thank you does go to everyone. Yeah, say everyone. That'll do. Thanks for tuning in tonight, guys. Stay tuned. Next week, we do have Division 2 and 4. Absolute slobber knocker coming from the Red Bull Ring. If anything's to go by, it's going to be Helter Skelter, Nose to the Grindstone Racing. Do not miss it, because it will be absolutely epic. Make sure you subscribe. Click the notification bell as well if you haven't done already. This is Brent, a.k.a. Karen, signing off for tonight. You've been watching Sector 1. And as always, try and stay healthy. Good night, everybody.